Hello and welcome. My name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. And we have that lovely opening intro video from Bill Roper in the chat right now. Bill freaking Roper, responsible for all of that amazingness. Mwah. Thank you 1,000,001 times. It is fabulous and we love it. Thank you so much. Especially because he put that together as a friendly gesture of friendship, and I was a picky, fussy boy. So,
it's so fucking good. Excuse me.
It is excellent.
Most excellent.
I'm so happy with it. So, let's see. Let's get captions back on. Let's do... All right. So, here, we are playing a game called Demigods. I made it. You can find it over on demigodspbta.com. And I am also your herald, which is what the GM is called in this game. And I think should be called in every game. So, here we are. And we had a raucous time last week, which we'll get into in a moment, but I'd like to go around and give my players a chance to introduce themselves and perhaps justify their decisions in life. So, Clara?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm being a bad mean person. Hi, I'm Clara. I play Stella Hart, former child star, currently working through like year 5 of a mental breakdown, and also the Celestial Playbook, which means she knows everyone's secrets. It's fine. This should be fine. Unless the Chirons are correct, in which case I'm playing Trey.
No, I fixed it. Sorry.
Damn it.
Aw, come on.
I didn't take advantage of it when I could.
I was so close to being Joey.
You fixed 99 problems in prep, but there's always one.
Yeah, but it's always
Trust me, Pooja, you dodged a bullet.
I don't know, man. Yeah, somebody else
disagree.
Right. Okay. Well, yes, my order's all out of shape now. Well, let's go to Lee, Joey, the other character who was here last week.
Yeah, I sure was. Hi, I'm Joey, and I'm playing Lee, the arcane son of Ares. So that's going really, really well for him. Yeah, he is the hyper competent gay who just wants everyone to do what they're supposed to, so we can get some fucking work done.
You ask far too much.
That's it.
Then we have a couple of folks who weren't able to join us last week. We were joined by our friend Sam Delev at Tchaikovsky on Twitter and at Delevely here on the twitch.com. But you should definitely check out their stuff. Last week's episode, Sam had this tremendous, seriously impromptu speech at the end of the episode that had me all choked up. And just like, what we couldn't, like, we didn't prep that. None of that was prepped. The only thing we had prepped was like, Sam, do you want to try the monster playbook? Sam was like, I have an idea. Like an hour before the show. So, Sam's a genius, and I'm proud to call them my friends. So, Rosalinda, played by Minerva, was sort of in the episode in that she was banned. Minerva, who are you and what character are you playing?
Hi guys, I am Minerva and I am playing Rosalinda Cruz. She is the daughter of influencer of the media pantheon, and we're currently playing the Elemental Playbook. So I am so well made up. I'm awkward as F, man. This takes a lot of efforts.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And Pooja, who was also not able to join us last week, but was immediately fridged at the start of the episode. I am sorry.
So now, instead of playing Tree, I will be playing the male character motivated by Tree's death.
Perfect.
No! I've taken psychic damage.
Yep.
Ooh, hi.
I suppose the good news is if we fridge any character, a middle-aged white guy has fridged a marginalized person on media. So
totally on brand.
Right? We are par for the course.
Yeah. Yep.
We did it, Reddit.
100% probability of fridging a marginalized person if the GM does it.
Cool. Cool. Yep.
You ever cast yourself into a corner?
That's where I live. So Pooja, who are you, and what is this character you're playing?
I'm Pooja, and surprise, Tree's not actually dead. I am playing Trey. She is the warrior daughter of books, also of the Media Pantheon, whose it turns out whose sexual orientation is hypercompetence.
Oh no.
Oops.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. Have you all met Wendy?
She is.
Her
Wendy is
ears
the
are burning.
best. Wendy is the real best out of everyone.
I just learned something about myself. Okay. Cool. Yep, this is fine. Everything's fine.
It'll probably be okay.
Okay, so last time we had a bit of follow-up because in episode 1, Rosalinda had a lovely series of events that ended with an extremely ominous something bad finds you. Like after a series of bad rolls that the Herald, needed to take hard moves associated with. And I think I finally stopped taking more hard moves because I just had an idea of like, well, I think we knew that Minerva was going to miss the next episode anyway, right? Like we had known your schedule ahead of time. And I was like, well, okay, I've got a thought of how to proceed. We can't really make it much worse. So I had some thoughts. And, well, the next episode, Minerva wasn't able to join us, and Pooja was also not able to join us. So we last minute got Sam to join, and we portrayed Rosalinda's disappearance as having been absorbed into the hammer of shadow bands. And the media monster called Attention Seeker was responsible for trapping Rosalinda as supposedly a punishment for trying to create a collaboration, like punching above her weight, which is, complete. We here at the show find our characterizations bullshit sometimes, but this is what we've done. So that was exciting. And in the process of that, Stella and Lee kind of realized that this being, this monster from the Media Pantheon, was not totally on board with what it was their charge to perform, and managed to get them into a little talk at at Rosalinda's rec room in the cemetery, WRECK. And while there, they were able to shield Seeker from the toxic effects of the hammer that it had on them. And Seeker was able to kind of come to their own and really find their own place in the world. Then the shadow separated itself from the hammer, and they battled it. The Seeker and Stella and Lee battled the shadow for the most part, defeated it, and went on to do a big speech. Now, where we pick up is the Seeker having finally been able to release Rosalinda from the hammer, and did the TikTok flick, and somebody comes up in a new outfit, So we are currently picking up in a studio. Trey's not there yet, but Stella, Lee, Seeker flicks the hammer, Rosalinda boom, appears in the studio, and then Seeker vanishes. Not in a they didn't explode or get struck with lightning. They just have executed their job, and it seems like they're like pulled away, right? So whatever is happening there is like less of an emergency, but I'll let the three of you kind of pick up. Now, Rosalinda, we had talked a little bit about this before the show. So just out of character wise, so we have a sense of what you're going for. How much of their conversation and process do you think Rosalinda was able to perceive?
She was able to perceive, well, immediately when she was sucked in, she was deprived sensorily. And all she was like in just a blank white area, like from the Matrix. And she tried to contact everyone electronically via text, via DM, whatever that she had. She tried to tweet, she tried to like take a picture and send it through Instagram. Like, where am I? And nothing, there was no engagement whatsoever. So she was like, what's going on? And then suddenly, I guess at one point, when the shadow leaves, she started hearing Lee and Stella and Seeker talking amongst each other and trying to, and Stella and Lee just talk, like having her back, having Rosalinda's back. And she's just watching her face pressed up against the hammer going like, what are they talking? I was like, are they talking about me? I think they're talking about me. Oh my God, I'm banned. Why? I didn't do anything wrong with the toss agreements. And then she witnesses the battle and witnesses Seeker's speech and is like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then she's suddenly in the real world and she's crying because her sister totally went back for her. And she's like standing there like in shock, like I'm out. And then she locks eyes with Stella. Like big tears just rolling down her face.
Just like full anime eyes.
Oh, full Ghibli. Full
Yeah, they're
Ghibli studio.
Oh boy, full
Just
Ghibli.
like,
Okay, that's
with the
okay.
snot. And her makeup, it's unfortunately not waterproof. She wasn't expecting this because it's supposed to be Southern California.
I feel like it is the like camera ready streak. You know, like the
one right here.
Yeah, like the prepped, like perfect little, oh no, my makeup.
And if this is okay, she's gonna just take a staggering step towards Stella and like arms wide open and like, sis, thank you. And going in for a monkey hug.
Oh yeah, no.
Full body bear hug.
Look, between Stella and Rosalinda, Stella loses any time in a physical confrontation.
Just
even if it's a hug. Like,
scoops like, you got me.
And Stella, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Stella was experiencing like most of an emotion last week.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
I had an emotion and everything.
Yeah. So what is this moment for Stella? Does she hug Rosalinda back?
I think there's that moment of just like, oh, this is happening. And then like pure Voldemort hug, just like
Pat.
pat. Like she does actually feel good, but she's like, okay.
Yeah.
But also like,
well, I think there's a difference. Like, it's clear that Stella likes Rosalinda. She just maybe isn't super into hugs. Is that? Yeah. It's not like she doesn't want to hug her. She's just like, this is not how I express myself.
No. Yeah, this is like, oh, okay, Scarecrow. Like,
yep.
we hug.
Yep. Okay. Lee?
Yeah.
What is this experience for you?
Lee is waiting for this moment to be over so that he can start asking Rosalinda exactly what happened so that he can figure out how she managed to move a ley line, because that's really interesting to him. Like, if ley lines can move, the ability to move ley lines would be a great thing to have in his back pocket.
Yeah, so Lee, now just before we jump into that conversation, just to kind of set, I think, what Lee would understand about it, and this is because it's your sort of Greek mystical, Lee is of the Dodecatheon, son of Ares, and, the way you've studied magic, the way you understand it is that ley lines are essentially permanent, and they move like when continents move, you know,
Right.
or like when something like Mount Vesuvius goes up, you know, like just
Right. A
epic-
dramatic shift in the world.
Right, and it usually requires just an epic environmental disaster, and that clearly didn't happen today.
Right.
So, and by the way, this is the afternoon of the day we started this campaign. We're maybe
Look.
12 hours into the campaign.
So you're saying we're moving too fast and need to slow down.
Accurate
Please.
time records must be kept.
Yes.
Have a fulfilling campaign.
So, yeah, Lee, what's your entry here?
Rosalinda, I'm glad to see that you're doing well. Do you want to talk to us about what happened, or do we have to figure it out ourselves?
First, can I give you a hug too? You saved me. Pretty please.
Sure. Hugs are fine.
Go. Back cracking hug.
Now, Lee,
Yeah.
what was Lee's mental state in helping Seeker? Were you worried about Rosalinda? Were you sympathetic to Seeker, or was this entirely an intellectual challenge? Like, what was Lee's experience?
Well, I think at first it was, this is a hurdle that has stopped me from getting my work done.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to solve this so I can get back to worrying about this ley line. But I think in seeing how Seeker was kind of shackled into their role and like not being super thrilled about it, he felt that somewhere deep. So there was a bit of that connection to like Seeker, like we got to release Seeker because this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now that
because Lee was experiencing some parallels, right? Of like
just a few
parental
you know,
expectations and
trying to forge your own path and being forced down another, and
yep.
I can mildly understand that. But now that all that's taken care of, he's back to the matter at hand and really wants to know how the ley line moved. I can't prove it anymore because it's always been there, but it wasn't there before. I swear I need to know how this happened.
Okay.
So it's very much the Loki TV show moment. Yes, very sad. Anyway.
Okay, that's fine. Like, we know he's feeling something, but he's not ready to fully emote.
Right, because it's not something that he would feel comfortable emoting to them. Because he doesn't necessarily know if they understand that aspect, and he's still figuring it out himself.
Sure. Okay. Stella?
We are still missing a member of our little band. And since none of us are dead, well, I assume they'll just come back at some point, right? Trey comes back, right? Because Demigods can't, I almost said coterie, wrong game. As
a weave,
we can't leave each other. So I'm not super worried, but also like, I really want to try out this ability I just got picked up. So we may need to go back to the graveyard.
It's probably a good idea to leave the studio anyway, because the magic is starting to, fade here, and it's at some point a security guard is going to come by or something, and you may have to deal with that. So, and you'll also recall, coincidentally, when the zombies overtook the cemetery, your primary antagonist was a demigod of movies.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
We should get out of the studio. I am uncomfortable with the vibes in the studio today. We're going. I refuse to meet a celestial bouncer. Yeah, I'm going to start heading out.
Okay.
Can I
No, that
vandalize
makes-
something really quick? Just like kick over a trash can or something.
In the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Table
Yeah.
flip something.
We should definitely go back to where Trey disappeared. I mean, just to figure out exactly what happened. So what did happen, Rosalinda? Tell me in excruciating detail exactly what happened right before you were trapped.
Okay. Pause, please. Stella, you're leading the way out of the studio, out to the lot, and then turn and try and take the short way to the gate, right? but when you poke your head out, you get a sixth sense, like a tingle, right? A spider tingle, if you will.
The Stella tingle.
A Stella tingle.
I hate it.
Yep.
Thanks, I hate it.
And it's not immediate. It's not obvious to the eye, like what it is that's causing this feeling. So if you wanted to peer beyond the veil, that's up to you. But of course, if you do, there's always the risk of when you roll dice, that there can be consequences. So, but what could go wrong?
What? You asked me if I wanted consequences or something? Yes, please.
It's your best stat. There's no way you could lose.
I don't like the amount of level of you're putting onto that. That's a lot of pressure.
It's literally impossible.
I also literally can't find any of my D6s. I have this big jar and they're all 8s.
Oh, well, yeah.
Stall. Everyone stall.
Okay. Well, let's go on with what Lee and Rosalinda are sort of like slowly walking behind Stella. Stella's kind of like checking to make sure the coast is clear. So what were you two talking about?
I just wanted to know what exactly happened to you.
I wanted free corn, basically. And she totally called me out on it. And it was kind of gross.
And then you...
I think I stomped my foot? Why? What happened?
So you didn't use any kind of power? You didn't feel anything in the air? It just... What? You wanted corn?
Well, it was really good, but I wasn't thinking. People were taking pictures of me and my mentions were blowing up. Rip my phone right now. I need to charge it. It was a bad time. You're asking for my details on a bad time?
Okay, so your situation was caused by mass embarrassment?
Yeah, probably. What happened? I was swallowed into a thing. I couldn't communicate with anyone. It's weird. It's like I was covered in cotton.
Okay, I know I've explained this to you before, but I'm going to try again. Are you familiar with the concept of ley lines?
Ley lines? Like longitude lines and latitude lines?
Yeah, no, my sweet summer child. No, ley lines, magical lines that cross throughout the world that are points of power.
Rosalinda, if you'd like to have a shot at knowing something about ley lines, we could roll your weird score and just see. Since I'm asking you to roll, you wouldn't be risking a 6- result, but it's up to you. It's up to you.
Sure, let's roll.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you think there's a chance Rosalinda might know something, then we should take a swing at it.
All right, yeah.
I need to point out very briefly. I roll 3 dice save every time I pierce the veil.
Mm-hmm.
I get to pick the highest 2.
Yeah.
I have a +3 to that roll. I rolled a 9.
Oh, okay. That's quite bad for you then.
All of the things stacked, I got a 9.
All right, we'll get to you in 1 second.
I got a 4 and a 2, so that's a 6. I have 0 on weird.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna say Rosalinda has maybe heard the term, right? Because Lee's talked about it before, but you don't even remember that you heard the term from Lee. Like, oh yeah, I heard somebody talking about it one time. Like, however you want to color that in as yours.
Mm-hmm.
So someone's been drawing lines somewhere?
No.
It's like construction?
No, Rosalinda, no one's drawing lines. I am drawing lines, and so whatever happened to you happened, and one of those lines that's not supposed to move, moved.
And do you want to put it back?
I don't know, but the fact that you were somehow able to move it is completely outside the realm of possibility. So I would love to know how you did it, please.
Oh. Okay, now I'll pause you there. Stella, you have a 9. What 2 questions would you like to ask?
Are we anywhere near the cemetery? Are we at the cemetery or anywhere?
No,
near
you're leaving the studio right now. The studio is across the street from the cemetery, but you're on Paramount property still.
I guess because one of us is actually worried about their friend. I want to know what the most. I can't just straight up ask where's Trey, but I can ask.
Well, yeah, this is based on like what you're looking at as you're peering out the stage door.
Okay, so
you
I'll
got
give
a bad feeling.
I got two. What's the worst? What's the greatest threat at this very moment?
Okay.
It is my first one, and the second because it keeps bothering
Wait,
me.
You can do one at a time, and
Yeah, I'll take
like
that.
decide after the first answer. So what's the most danger? What'd you say?
What's the greatest danger? Because the Peter Tingle is happening.
Yeah.
Sounds real
Like-
different when you call it the Peter Tickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, that hits weird.
All right. So still pretty far away, but you see an electric golf cart come around, studio cart with 4 guys in like black suits and sunglasses and like curly cords coming out of their ears. And these are not humans. These are not mortals. They're still a little ways away, but if you could get everyone to scoot quickly, quietly, and stealthily, you could get out of here without being seen. Now, what's your follow-up question?
Well, fuck. I feel like I can make an educated guess where they're from, so I'm not going to ask about that. Actually, instead of how I want to ask about Trey. I know it's like if we can sneak out from the bouncer from these men in black, for lack of a better phrase.
That feels right.
I know what to do. I know what to do about that.
Yeah, so your question should
Yeah.
be directly related to what you can perceive in this moment.
I know I'm struggling real hard because the next
Unless you
question
want
is.
to do I think you have an oracle move or something that lets you see the future.
I don't think I took. I don't. That's a full-on like ascendance move.
No, oracle
Isn't
is describe what you want to see in the near future or recent past and blah blah blah. But
I didn't take it
Okay.
because that's a lot harder to do for me. However, cool. What are they? Where are they from? Let's get this confirmed.
okay, they have been specifically summoned by a demigod of movies, not the celebrant called movies.
Damn it! I have a third question. Now I can't. It's a metaphysical question.
Well,
Would
I mean,
we-
is it like a game rule or game setting
it's-
question?
It's kind of. Would we, as demigods, know how to summon people like this?
Well, some demigods have the ability to like summon followers or backup or reinforcements or that like it's on certain playbooks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trey has that on her playbook.
I think
That's
so.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is a thing that some demigods can do.
Oh man, this is a lot. You know what? That's more confrontational than Stella would be. Okay, cool. We're going. We go now. Whatever Lee and Rosalind are doing, Stella like with her nasty chipped nails. Like we go. We're going now. We shut up and we move fast. And has that look that she gets when she's like mid, like. That like it's a look that I feel like you guys would recognize as like you should probably take her seriously now.
It's like
Every
a
once
tonal
in a
shift.
while.
Yeah.
There's a tonal shift of like,
Yeah.
oh, prey animal's gonna die if we don't leave now.
Okay. Now, sneaking out of here without being seen would normally be a metal roll, unless somebody has a particular move they want to try. Rosalinda, you are remarkably good at metal, and if you were likely to like spring into action, like okay, I can get us out of here. That's up to you. I don't want to characterize Rosalinda for you, but you certainly have the best chance of rolling.
Well, is there first off, yeah, she's taking Stella seriously because her sister just bailed her out. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So this is not a good place right now. So we're in the park or in a parking lot?
No, you're in the studio. You're like the door to get out of the studio into the like alleys between studios, and you're pretty close to the gate, but there's this Stella is like, oh, someone's coming or whatever it was he said.
Or like Scooby-Doo
Where's it
around
coming-
the door.
Yeah.
Where are they coming from? Oh, geez. There you go.
And she'll point to the golf
You
cart.
peek
the
out, you
impending
can
golf
see
cart.
outdoors. This golf cart is coming around a corner, and it's still, maybe 50, 60 yards away, half a football field, where if you could slip out the right way, they might not see you, right? So, but it's up to you how you want to handle that.
Yeah,
or
I'd
you
like
could run
to-
out and rush them.
You evil man! All right, so guys,
I'm assuming
Lee.
for Rosalinda, those are the only two options.
those are the only two options. No, there's only one option at this point. Lee, Stella, run the other way. And I'm gonna rush to the cart.
Okay, that's a perfect place for us to cut. Trey, on your motorcycle. Oh, I have the exact same tulip glasses.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I love those. You're on your motorcycle. You were catching up to where everyone was trying to figure out what was going on at this spot. Nobody was really checking in on the phone yet. How much information do you remember having at the end of episode 1?
Honestly, I was headed to get some food
Right.
while dodging my mentor, and I saw something coming,
Uh-huh.
and I felt kind of like a wave of emotion from Rosalinda. And that's it.
Okay. And what form did your mentor take that morning?
Victoria Tremaine from the Hidden Legacy series.
Okay. But then we decided that it changes from time to time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whenever they want, actually.
Sure. Great. All right. So yeah, you were sort of coming around to get some food, realizing like, oh, here we go again. Here's all of my friend. Like, yep, coincidence. Okay. Well, at least I'll get some corn. And you come around the corner. Lee kind of appears out of nowhere in the middle of the street. And it's not going to be an accident, right? You're just like lean the bike over, and we said it was more of a racing bike, right? Not like a Harley style.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you just fold around, and you maybe look back, but just in a moment you can feel it as you're about to enter like you're about to step into a waft of heavy magic, right? And before you even have a chance to go like, what's that? You all have so much forward momentum that you just flash through and immediately have to jam on the brakes because you are inside a building. Lock up the brakes, skid. You're in a fairly large, like semi-round building. It's round with a lot of like flat sides, right? Because it's made of heavy gray stone brick, like big, like chiseled stone, not little bricks. Like, it's full of books. It is floor to 3-story ceiling books. And on the floor is a long tire streak and a scrunched and crunched, very old looking Persian rug with a bit of tire gunk and wear and tear at this point. It survived so long without being run over by a motorcycle. And
Asked to be summoned.
and but otherwise, yeah, you're here. This is just an enormous collection of books. And actually, when you look back the way you came, there are just more bookcases. You didn't just like come in through a door, right? There's no door. You could see light coming through the windows. There's also just sort of ambient light around the room. It doesn't seem to be candles or lamps or anything. It's just things are well lit. There are 2 great big stuffed chairs on either side of a little table with, probably like an ashtray or something. Seems like the right place for an ashtray. There's a bar cart off to the side with a number of various things in crystal decanters, and a number of people to greet you all of a sudden. Minerva, can you say something about one of the people there to greet Treyi?
That one person is a African-American woman, about medium stature. She's wearing basically a nun's habit. She steps up with the most eager look in her eyes and like, "You're Editrix! I can't believe you're here! This is so wonderful to see you!" And it just keeps talking and talking and talking. "I am Sister Mary Loquacious, and I've been waiting for you to come here. And my book is going to be so jealous that I'm here and they're not." And yeah.
Joey.
Yes.
I don't imagine you would just allow Sister Mary Loquacious to get all the limelight here.
Oh, of course. I'm going to let her peter herself out. It's so wonderful to meet you. We've been waiting so long for you to arrive. Here, may I offer you a drink?
And who are we meeting?
We are meeting someone speaking with a flawless English accent. I'm not going to try at the moment. I'll try my in a minute. Unearthly beautiful. Someone who has eyes that look much older, who have seen a lot of things, but their eternal youth seems both enticing and foreboding. Who's standing near a book with a portrait of themselves on the cover.
And what is this book?
This would be The Picture of Dorian Gray.
So, stunningly beautiful, early 30s something man. Yeah, okay. And Clara, I can't imagine your character would even stand for being in third place here. Like,
oh no, he is gallant. You see, behind these 2 is a very tall, very thin man and clad completely in armor. He has his long spear. And there is the saddest looking horse, peeking out from around the bookshelf. And as Dorian introduces himself, he sort of flourishes in front of you and takes Treyi's hand and kisses it. Signora, I am Alonso Quijano, or you would know me as Don Quixote, and I am enamored to make your acquaintance. And he, Pepe Le Pew, kisses you up your arm. With apologies to the literary community.
So Treyi, these book characters who I think you would just automatically be able to recognize even if they hadn't fully introduced themselves, are just falling over themselves to greet you and welcome you. What is your response?
I'm really okay. And I extract my arm from Don Quixote. And I'm like, cool. It's nice to meet y'all. Are you why I'm here?
Dorian's gonna pick up the glass he's filled for you and reach it out to you. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it.
That we would not pass up an opportunity to meet such a great hero.
I'm gonna take the glass and be like, cool, so you summoned me, but
we wouldn't dare to summon you. You are the best. You are the most wonderful, and I can't wait for you to meet everyone else. It's so nice to meet you.
I wouldn't worry about who summoned you. To define something is to limit something.
A number of books, like hundreds of books, start rattling in the bookshelves, and you can hear a chorus of, "Is it her? Is it her? Is it her?" Just in 1,000 different voices.
Okay, cool. It's great to meet you. It's great to meet all of you. And I kind of like, yeah. Books. So many books. But if y'all didn't summon me here, who did?
You
I don't
guys
know, but I can try and find you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's good.
yeah. It's
Um,
but you're here.
But we
Here,
can
would
find
you like
out
to
for
read my
you, of
book?
course.
I am here in this place with all the books.
If possible, if Trey will let him, he will escort Armu down a hall. Doesn't matter which hall.
We don't have halls.
It's
It's just one big room.
It's just one room.
Yeah.
He still does it. He
Yeah.
starts taking on a turn around the
Just
room.
a little.
And
Yes, perfect.
Look, it's
perfect.
Look, I love this man.
Yep.
Very
Oh, great.
loquacious follows.
Yeah, it's maybe like
Creepily
100
close.
feet across. It's a big room, right?
But he's
yeah.
He's trying to be gallant about it and like introduce you to other books that he knows. Like,
Oh, yes.
this is
And this, and then
You
like
know,
somebody
and
will like
this is-
step out
yeah.
of the bookcase and be like, "Hello, it's nice to meet you."
yeah, like it's all of these like high romance novels from like 1600s. So they'll know when you recognize it. Or
Mhm.
you might, who
Capital
knows?
R romance.
Capital R romance,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like I'm trying to be polite, and at the same time, I'm like really like looking around and try to figure out like, okay, I'm obviously in some kind of magic library. Cool. I bet this is my mentor's fault. Mentor who I have decided has never given me their real name.
I like that. Did they have maybe a title like teacher or something like that you have been calling them since you were little?
Well, I only got them when I was in college.
Oh, right. Okay. So a few years.
Yeah. And then I think that I've been calling them Teach,
Okay.
because oh no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna rewind and say that I call them Sensei because I met them in an anime phase.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate, and I love it.
I love how I hate that I love that
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yep. So, Trey, I'm sorry to ask you to do this, but will you roll your choice of judgment or weird? Bonus points if you roll weird.
I'm going to.
Okay.
It's obviously a lot of magic.
It's the -1.
So it's a 7 because I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So this is like kind of a loose bend fate. All right. You're trying to make your gift do something, even though it's a move. It's, you're trying to make this thing do what you want it to do. On the bend fate Banes list, what would you be willing to take?
Oh, let me take a look at that. There they are. I was like, where did I put the moves? I think I'll take Fate's Disfavor
Okay.
on my next roll.
Okay, great. And that's just on your next roll, so make a note
I
of
mean,
that
I'm
somewhere.
already stunned for a few minutes.
What's that?
So, I said I'm already stunned for a few
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
so that seems redundant.
All right. Well, let's see. As a starter for today, Pooja, do you have any thoughts about Anthony Head? Played Giles in Buffy. Any? I don't recall if he is.
Do you want to know if I have pants feelings for him?
Perhaps, or if he, I don't know if he got caught up in like how terrible Joss is. So
As far
not
as
to
I
my
know,
knowledge,
he's
but
not a bad person.
Nope. As far as I know, he's still good people.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think for now, the voice.
Also, in my mind, I just see him as old.
Yeah, because he's in Ted
Because
Lasso, right?
he was at least like 30 when I started watching that show. So
Yes.
therefore,
He's a very old,
Possibly
just
ancient.
unimaginably old. But I think the like 50-year-old like kind of Silver Fox version, he's kind of moved almost beyond that. But the Anthony Head from like 10 years ago, like steps out from nowhere, right? Like from like behind the chair. There's nothing behind the chair, right? And says, that will be enough from all of you. Thank you. You're dismissed.
Aw,
You may return to your books.
Well, that's just rude.
we
Can't we
got
just stay
here.
and observe?
You may not.
I bow and somehow summon a horse and ride the heck out of there.
Amazing.
Just rearing up, kicks a lamp and goes.
Dorian's gonna get really up close to Anthony Head, look him in the eye and say, "You'll always be fond of me. I represent to you all the sins you never had the courage to commit." Kiss him on the cheek and walk back towards my book.
Very well, Dorian.
Sister Mary Loquacious somehow grabs another book person, and just starts chatting your ear off as they just walk off into the sunset.
Yeah, just fade away.
Yeah.
So, Trey, you are alone in this room with, I guess, just Anthony Head playing Anthony Head. Anthony Head playing the librarian for now. And he kind of glances around to make sure all the books, not like all the characters go away and the books all stop rattling. He's like, points at a couple of them, raises an eyebrow, everything settles down. And he turns back to you, Trey. Editrix, I'm sorry that you were met with such an unruly greeting. I meant to be here precisely when you arrived. You arrived a little sooner than I was expecting. You were moving very quickly. However,
I was on my way with the bike.
whoa. And he takes a pocket watch out of his, like, is it 1800s? Who knows what this style of dress is? Like, it's a mix of like 1850 to 1950, something. And takes a pocket watch. He's like, oh no, your arrival is today. And he shows you this like Doctor Who watch of like, it's not the Doctor Who watch, but you know what I mean? The just like, there's like a million moving pieces on it.
It started as a pocket watch and it became an astrolabe as he took it out.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, no, this is the day that you arrive. And he, clamshells it shut again and puts it in his pocket. So I'm happy to introduce you to your library if you want it. I will remain your teacher, but I've been wanting to make this resource available to you. We've been cleaning and preparing and readying ourselves. And we would like to make our resources available to you. But of course, certain things have to be done in the process. Learning goals met. Motorcycles removed. It's like he's noticed the motorcycle for the first time and is a little disapproving.
Look, I was literally riding it when you brought me here.
Did your teacher know that you rode a motorcycle?
It is the only transport I have.
Okay.
So
Right.
Sensei would have to be willfully ignorant.
Yeah. He's
Which
just
I wouldn't put
just
it
always
past him.
disapproved.
Yes.
And has quoted you the like motorcycle crash statistics like multiple times. And we
live in Los Angeles. It would take me ages to get anywhere otherwise. Public transportation, kind of not great.
I'll leave it. I am at your disposal to be helpful. However, there are certain things that I know will be most helpful to you, which is why I come to you when I do and try to present lessons. We're meant to have a lesson this morning for you.
I know. I just wanted some food first. And then, like, Rosalind, it felt like she was in trouble.
Well, I believe that's been resolved. And he kind of pulls up like gestures in this just sort of like misty window in nothing, just kind of opens in the air between the two of you. and you're both watching kind of from like either end of, like the sci-fi see-through tablet, which is like so impractical. But you see Stella and Lee make a break for it as Rosalinda just like lowers her shoulder and charges a golf cart. And that's kind of the scene that presents itself to you.
They don't, that doesn't seem resolved.
Oh, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Well, the rearranged ley line has completely laid waste to my readings, and perhaps you and Leonidas could do something about this?
Yeah, I'm sure Lee is like totally on that, because that's kind of his thing.
Oh, well, he is missing some of the pieces of the puzzle. He is only Greek, so,
I mean, sometimes I think he feels that way too. So
Lee just got mad for some reason. Doesn't like know why. He was just like, So the scene in the window kind of slows to like maximum slow motion. It's not paused, right? But it slows, and you could see Rosalinda's mid-charge and, is making a great pause face, when you like pause a show and and Anthony is moving around and like selects a sort of a Necronomicon-sized book. It's not the Necronomicon, but
cool. Just
yeah. No, it's just like a ginormous leather-bound tome, and grabs a few scrolls and puts them in a hard scroll case, and is handing you this giant book and scroll case, and he's like, these should put the rest of the puzzle together, but you and Lee will need to work together because he is not allowed to have these. They will need to come back.
And how does that work?
Well, you'll just bring them back when you're done.
I didn't choose to come here in the first place. I don't know how to get back.
Oh, well, through the door. And he points behind you.
And I turn around and I'm like, there is, like, as I'm saying it, I'm like, or as I'm turning, I'm like, there is no door.
And a bunch of the bookshelves sort of, they have body language, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And they like step apart, like, oh, excuse me. They don't literally speak, but you just get this body language
like,
from them.
Oh.
Oh, so sorry. Pardon. And when you turn back, Anthony has like set your bike back up, and like, well, okay, that's pretty heavy, but okay. And is also like trying to straighten out the rug with his toe. He's like trying to like flatten out the rug again. And but it's still holding out the book and the scroll. I was like, well, you should probably be on your way. I can't imagine they're going to do spectacularly well without you at this point.
Oh, yeah, sure, yes. I definitely, but like, seriously, how do I get back here if you need me to return these?
Oh, well, I think you'll have a sense for it. But do come back before sunrise, because these things are due back before then. So, good luck.
Who has a 12-hour checkout time?
He vanishes.
Great. Oh, fine. And I kind of like look down. Is there a title on this book that he gave me?
Mm-mm. It has a bunch of like interlocking circles, not concentric circles, but like, almost as if you were drawing orbits or something or whatever it is. There's just like a bunch of circles that don't fit together in any pattern that you recognize.
Sensei, I don't know if this is even in English. Sensei. And I like stick the book and the scroll case into like the saddlebag on my bike.
Mm-hmm.
And it now has a saddlebag. I don't know what those things are
Sure.
really called.
It does now.
And and hop on, and I'm like,
And the scroll case has a like shoulder strap if you wanted to.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I wonder if I could put arrows in this later.
Well, after you take the scrolls out, probably.
Nice. And I start up the bike, and I'm like, somebody mind getting the door?
Oh yeah. So when the bookshelves move, it's just kind of swings open these giant double oak doors, like 10 foot tall, into just like light that's too bright, but that's what you got.
Mm-hmm. It's like slam down the visor on my helmet, rev the bike, and just go, here goes
Okay.
nothing.
Yep.
Blast right through.
So you come blasting out on the street between the park and Paramount gates, Paramount Studio, which you recognize. Your friends were on Paramount Studio lot. And this is not the street you left on. That was the other side of the cemetery from where we started. But yeah, you screech, come to a stop, and you now have a really clear sense of where the rest of your weave is, right? Like you can sense them because they're very close.
Can I mention that, like, to anyone who has the eyes to see it, that the way Trey like rematerializes is almost like a Matrix situation, except it's all words as opposed to binary.
Oh yeah.
Like, she comes into existence like through the words that are describing her parts and the bike's parts.
Yeah.
And it's the story of her and her bike.
Yeah. I love it.
And then
That's
it's
cool.
her.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I love also like a flurry of pages, like, and then they just vanish. But yeah, that's cool. Oh my gosh, B Zelda, welcome back to the chat. Lovely to see you again. Thanks for coming by. And all kinds of folks coming in. Master Vidar, lovely to have you here. Foxmoto, you've been warned. No, I'm just kidding. That's
He's married in.
friend of the show, Foxmoto. But welcome, folks. Okay, so Trey, you've screeched to a halt on the street. Engine's still on, right? You've got the scroll, you've got the book, and you also have this internal sense of time passing. Like, you know exactly how many minutes it is till sunrise.
Great.
And it's about 15 hours from now.
And then I think back and I'm like, did you also steal a bunch of time from me?
You lost time for sure. You were here like 2 hours ago, and you didn't spend 2 hours in the tower.
Fine. And I look around and I'm like, okay, I know exactly where the weave is, so I'm gonna park the bike.
And
Go.
sunrise tomorrow morning is at 6:50 a.m.
Sweet. Actually, is it better for me to park? Like, is there a way for me to get towards Rosalinda with, like, on the bike? Can I charge
Well, the
with
gates
her?
are closed,
No.
but I'm open to suggestions.
Run down the gate. Run down the gate.
Jump the gate. Jump
I
the
do
gate.
kind of want to jump the gate. Is there a ramp somewhere?
Well, I
If only there
feel
was
like
a shark.
there probably should be. However, I would need a bend fate roll, but
Oh,
I'm
no.
open to it. Of the, you know those like where you pull the car up to tow. You only do that with fancy cars, but guess who parks near, like, outside? Well, actually, most of them park on the lot, so it wouldn't be a Lamborghini, but somebody's Porsche. You know, how embarrassing. It's just a Porsche. The guy's gone around the other side of the truck and is getting ready to haul the Porsche up onto the flatbed. So the flatbed has made this like perfect angle up at the side. If we can get a decent bend fate roll from you.
You know what? I'm going to try it anyway, even though this will only go poorly.
Hey, it's only a -1. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Somewhere the Stella tingle got worse and she actually has no idea why.
A lot of that going around.
Some things has gotten worse or better.
Booyah! That was an 8 again on the dice, but a different 8 than last time. Still no doubles. Just give me my threads. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, reminder everyone to watch for doubles, right? We get XP on doubles, not missed rolls. So, little deviation from PBTA there. Trey, that's a 7?
7. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We know what the boon is. You got a ramp truck.
Oh, wait. You know what? Fuck. Sorry. 1 second. I needed to roll with Fate's Disfavor.
Oh, right.
Oh, good call.
Whoops.
Oh. Still 7, because that third dice was a 5. It would have made it a 10.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to pick... Oh, yeah, you have to take the 2 lowest. So, yeah. Yeah.
So
that still adds up?
Yeah, it's still a 7. Sorry.
Okay, so we need a new Bane, but you have used up the previous one if you want to take Disfavor again.
No, I think... I think that I am going to take that, something bad finds me.
Thank you. I'm collecting all of the presents that are falling for me. So.
I said when we were making characters for a different game to Jason, a ghillie suit of plot ties.
Yeah. Yep. This is good. So I'm going to cut back to Rosalinda. You are charging a golf cart. It's going, maybe 15 miles an hour, because they were not like screeching around. They were like coming around to investigate. But you would like to tackle it, I think. But you charge them. You're getting close. What would you like to do in the moment?
Golf cart made out of metal?
Some of it, yeah. It's mostly plastic, but yeah, it has batteries and wheels and axles and yeah.
Undercarriage got to be metal.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Flip it. Can I flip it, please?
Yeah. What is there a move that you want to use?
Oh, that would be Cataclysm.
Oh,
Ooh.
Well.
Or I could just, smite my enemies.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. Or if you really want to flip it, we could try a Bend Fate. Because we know that you can manipulate your element pretty easily.
Let's do 2d6 plus weird. All right, I want to just do it. It's going to be just the flip, just so they can get up, so that they end up on foot and incapacitate their cart. So Bend Fate, not Cataclysm, just Bend Fate.
Okay. Well, and I mean, really, you have 3 options, because you could also smite your enemies, calling the cart your enemy, if you wanted to do that.
I have no problem with the cart. I have a problem with the fort. With the
it didn't really start it.
Humanoids. No. Stella said that I'm thinking that Stella thinks that those people are bad, so let's just...
Yep. Yeah, well, I mean, she was saying, like, we need to GTFO, so...
Turns out that cart belonged to a whole different department. Nobody's supposed to be using it.
Yeah, wait till Props finds out.
If only we had a cart. We have to borrow our departments. Like...
Okay, so I choose boons or banes?
Well, yeah, your boon is going to be flip the cart, unless you got a 10 plus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's going to be someone's supernatural ability is unusable for this scene.
You got the 10 plus?
Oh, no, I did not roll yet. Sorry.
Okay.
I see.
Yes, yeah, we are, I think, supposed to decide these before. Actually, it doesn't say that. I think that's Lee's spell casting move is supposed to choose before. I don't think Bend Fate is supposed to.
All right, rolling. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, 6 plus 5 plus 0 is 11.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All
I
right.
plant
So
myself.
so one boon is you just like metal bend and like flip the cart over.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other boon you want?
I give someone else fate's favor, and that's going to be Stella.
Yeah. Okay. Because she's gonna try and like get the gate open and get you guys out. So
Probably,
or
yeah.
whatever is happening. Okay. So yeah, Stella, you feel Rosalinda's blessing hit you in the back. I imagine
Thanks, sis.
I imagine Rosalinda's blessings feel like that rough hug from your friend who's way bigger than you, who's just like picks you up. You're like, oh God, I love you so much, but this is a lot.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yep.
Awesome. We're working with gas.
Yep.
Give you a tailwind.
Okay, and what bane do you like?
Become stunned for a few moments because that was epic.
Oh yeah. Okay, I like that. Cool. Yeah. So you go charging after this thing. You don't even really have to hit it. You just go nope. Yeah. The thing flips. The four guys go tumbling over. The cart goes end over end. You really got a hold of it. Like it's like tumbles, crashes over, like cracks through a bunch of like styrofoam rocks that were stacked up outside of another stage, and it just lands in a like cloud of foam dust.
Is that collateral damage?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because you didn't mean to break that stuff.
No.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing, folks. Remember, you've got your 4 thread triggers on your character sheet, so refresh yourself on those. But yeah, nice work, Rosalinda.
Question regarding that, Jason. With me trying to explain to Rosalinda ley lines for the 18th time, explaining how magic works?
I think if you were explaining to a receptive audience, yes. Rosalinda seems to be immune to your lessons. So I think that particular one has exhausted itself.
Okay.
Yeah. But Stella, you and Lee are headed towards the gate, I assume, right? Rosalinda said run for it and went the other way.
Yeah, Rosalinda, you know what? My sister's a hero, and we know what happens to heroes. So Leonidas and I are going.
Yeah. For context, we didn't fight any like big monsters in the cemetery fight, but you all have been together for like a year. Rosalinda, what's the biggest thing you went toe to toe with? Because like Trey was dealing with something else, and Stella and Lee were getting lattes or something, and you had to go toe to toe with a very big monster while the others figured out like how to actually put this thing down. What did you actually go up against?
Traffic monster.
A graphic monster?
A traffic
Oh,
monster.
traffic monster. Right. Okay.
All smog and horror.
Smog horror and all angry people honking their horns. All just the bad vibes.
Okay.
It's like-
Just generated into a monster.
Okay.
It was
It's like the
like
bear from Annihilation, but instead of screams, it's just honking.
Yes.
I like that movie a lot.
I do too.
With 405 and I5 for eyes.
Yeah.
yes.
It like reflects, and it's like the headlights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Pooja?
Oh, I was thinking of the giant thing, cloud of bad feelings from the Care Bear because it's movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Rosalinda, the last thing we saw you fight as a really big thing was like a solidified smog cloud with, just cloud of honking as it's, the car honking, not goose honking, which would be mildly charming as opposed to like just screaming road rage at you. And yeah, it was twice your height and you were just holding it off, and so that's a confidence that Stella and Lee, you certainly you know, like, oh, Rosalinda held off the smog monster, like, you know, you have every reason to be confident in her abilities. So so Stella and Lee, you're headed for the gate, right?
Yep.
Okay. I think like a moment out of Triple X, you hear revving motorcycle engine and woo, and you see Trey in slow motion, like arcing over the gate and landing in the you know, little like 1.5 width lane that you're all running down to get to the gate. And Trey, what is the rest of your entrance? Like, what do you do at this moment?
Like, come down and like, damn, spin around, and like as I'm spinning, like I flip one leg off the bike, and like end in like a flourish where I spin around.
Yeah.
So the bike is perfectly parked.
Yes.
and I'm basically like suddenly have a duster on when I did not before, and it spun around with me.
Okay. Cool.
It's that kind of energy.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need the coat so much as I just want that like big flourish.
Yeah. And I think the power of fiction is strong with this one. Like that's it makes sense to me that would be the case. So
it's like, you just leaving Rosalinda after everything that just happened?
I just do this.
Gesturing at your
I just
self.
gesture at myself. Like,
She said she's got it. What good are we gonna do here?
And Rosalinda, from, you know, you kind of, I don't know what you wanted to do as follow-up with the wrecked thing. The guys are kind of getting to their feet. It seems like they should be moving slower than they are. Like, they should be more hurt. And they're not really substantially injured. They are inconvenienced because they're in piles of foam and like under stuff, but they're just like hauling themselves out of this mess. So kind of up to you what you want to do with the situation. You also heard the motorcycle come over you're like, oh, sweet, Trey's back. You spot her a mile away, you know? and it's only like 200 feet to the gate.
Yeah, I see them. I look over my shoulder. I look over the shoulder toward Trey and everyone. I see that they're together. It's like, oh shoot, oh great, awesome, they're good. And bail.
Okay, just leave these guys
turn around
to
and go like,
pull themselves out of the mess and
like, screw you guys.
yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, Gray, that's real good.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Oh, the dust jacket?
Did a book's dust jacket morph into Trey's duster jacket?
Yes, that is exactly what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay, so let's so the three of you have Rosalinda just chugging her way towards you. Rosalinda doesn't have epic speed, right? I don't think. Not yet. But, you know, she's athletic and moving. So, you know, however you want to characterize that is up to you.
No, she's just sprinting. She's not thinking. She's like, hey guys, let's go.
See, she's fine. Let's move.
Stella,
Which
do you
one
want
of you
to?
is faster?
Well, sorry, what was that, Pooja? I talked over you.
Out of Lee and Stella, which one of you is faster?
it's late.
I have a prowess of 1.
Yeah,
so...
Lee has a positive prowess score, so
I have a negative prowess score. I do not do outside.
Okay, then I'm gonna hop back on the bike and I'm gonna like grab Stella to hop on behind me.
That's fine. This
Okay.
is fine.
Can I pick up Lee as I'm running past and swing him on my back?
oh, possibly. But I'm gonna give Lee a chance before you get there. So Lee, you have a lot of options available to you. One of them would be like a transformation magic, or
Well, I
if
was
you
already
wanted to-
looking at like hiding something, as in hiding myself, casting.
potentially, or you could also like I don't know if it would be exactly this, but like make a ghost copy of Trey's motorcycle and, you know, get ready to, you know, have Rosalinda jump on the back and you know, the four of you drive out of here just as an, like, you've got spellcasting, which is kind of the wildest move in the game. So, you know, feel free to interpret things as needed.
Okay, so I'm not necessarily restricted to the effects. It's just kind of like I can kind of throw something out there and see if it sticks.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I just found all of our Zoom chat.
Oh,
My bad.
Or we're just talking shit.
Okay, great. If you all put stuff in there that I really need to see, feel free to call my attention to it because it's like behind 15 other windows. So
That's fine. We're talking shit.
yeah, we're just being us.
great. Great.
It's table talk.
The behind
Yeah,
the scenes.
I actually do like that idea. I think, yeah, Lee is going to create what he imagines would be a cooler version of Trey's bike.
Okay. Okay, Lee.
Yeah, so let's do that. We're gonna pull that out of thin air.
Yeah, I would call this a reverse restrict movement.
Sure.
And you're gonna want cost the spell instantly.
Yeah, ideally.
So you should probably just go ahead and get the 10 plus.
Right. I was thinking of
Yeah.
saving my 10 plus, but
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense that I should just do it now.
And do you know what cost you're gonna want? Potentially 2 costs.
I mean, 1 cost would be fun. The spell ends earlier than expected, because that's gonna be super cute.
Oh yeah.
And then draw unwanted attention.
Okay. Okay. I will choose from those.
Okay.
As we go. And Trey, you had picked something bad finds us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. I have that in the back of my mind. We're gonna deal with that.
Okay, I got an 8 on the dice, plus 2 is a 10. So I got it.
Oh yeah,
I got
good
my-
idea. Yeah.
I got my 10. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Were you a little stressed, Joey?
Mildly. Maybe a shid. A shish?
Yeah.
A zhuzh.
A zhuzh. Yeah.
A zhuzh.
All right. So you cast the spell instantly. You do a reversed restrict movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to explain that in the rule book now.
Yeah, have fun with that.
I mean, it's something. I mean, as long as you like stretch, warm up, communicate effectively with your partner, there's no reason why it can't be fun and healthy. Like,
I'm gonna just let you keep going.
we're a movement positive channel here.
Holy
so,
shit, stretch though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Warm up, stretch,
Don't forget to hydrate too.
always.
Especially
And
after
breathe.
the session.
Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah. Okay, and then my choices are the spell ends earlier than expected, or
Drawing unwanted attention.
okay. Are you okay if I don't tell you which one I'm picking? Because I'm happy to tell you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can take either or.
Okay.
I think the way that he made it look, because he's gonna be a little extra, because it's me.
Mhm.
He's literally taking the line from Dead or Alive, on a steel horse I ride.
Mm.
It is a full-on steel-looking stallion motorcycle.
Yeah, okay. Is it like styled to look like a horse in motion?
Very, yeah,
But
very.
it's on wheels, right?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually, if it were made of wood, it may look like what the Trojan horse might have looked like.
Oh, yeah, like the front of the bike has that kind of like squared off Trojan.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. What is the overall sort of graphic effect of like do you like pull this out of Trey's bike, or do you just craft it next to you, or what is the craft us a word picture?
So yeah, he opens out his palm and starts taking the essence of what Trey's bike is, and kind of does a like almost like a planar shift where it like a mirror. I can't think of the word, but like a shadow of it, effectively.
Oh yeah.
And then starts putting things on top of it and forming them, just almost like he's crafting out of clay, but it's
pulling
metal
things out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. And all in time for Rosalinda to get there. Now, Rosalinda, do you hop onto the driver position before Lee can? As Lee's like finishing building it? Or are you likely to let Lee drive and sit behind him?
Is the motorcycle even like said it's got some wood finish on it, or it looks kind of woodish? Is there?
Yeah, it's got wood and steel detailing, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hop on first because I just leapfrog right onto the driver's seat.
All right, Lee, you get to hop on the back of your motorcycle.
Great.
I mean, it could have been worse. You could have made it look like a chariot, I guess.
All right. So, Stella, you have the opportunity to try and get the gate open. Last time, you kind of sweet-talked the guard into it. This time, there isn't a guard on this side of the gate. You're supposed to, like, have a button to get out this way. Or go out the gate that it has like, guards at it, right? No, you're not supposed to go out this way. So, what do you want to do?
I have nothing in my repertoire that'll make me good at this. So it might just be a flat, like, situation, which is...
Well, hang on.
Not great.
If I may recommend a vintage.
I am made to boost Stella is made to boost other people.
No, I get it. Yeah, I think you're right. We probably will have to do a bend fate in that it's you're like knocking over the last domino of something that you set going 2 days ago and weren't sure why.
Yeah, that seems correct.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of okay, hold on, and then like drops a marble like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and you don't know why you did it, right?
Yeah, like I send texts for no reason as well every once in a while, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna suck in like 3 days."
Yep.
Cool. In that case, I will roll to bend fate.
Okay. And we're essentially, I'm calling this your like cloak of wisdom.
I'll take it.
Bend fate. So.
Yeah, if I was
or
gonna
third
say,
eye.
Just double checking with my cloak of wisdom if it does anything fun, but I think that's
not by itself, no.
Not on its own. But I'll roll to bend fate. Let's see what they...
It's really just like which gift you use kind of colors in the details.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, it's either real good or real bad.
Oh yeah, you have Fate's Favor from Rosalinda.
I have Fate's Favor. I'm gonna roll really fast. Oh man.
Yeah, add a third die.
Okay, it's a 7.
Okay. What was it before?
It would have been a 6. Oh wait, shit, no, we're good. I did math wrong. Sometimes when they use funky things as your thing, you forget that that's not a 1. We're good. We're at 11. Holy shit.
Oh, really? With your +0 weird?
With my it's a +1 to weird, by the way. So we're at a 12.
I'm looking at the wrong person. My bad. Okay. Yes.
Oh man, I freaked out for a second there. No, we're at fucking 12. So.
Fantastic. Okay, so on a 10+, you get 2 boons and a bane. We were supposed to pick your bane ahead of time.
Oops.
But here we are. So one of the boons is your gift does something beyond its normal limits. What's another boon you want?
Let me. Oh God, I have to go. Eventually, I'll have these all memorized. Let's go with. Can I? Oh. Okay, actually, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm gonna give Fate's Favor back to Rosalinda because we seem to need it.
Okay, just passing
I'm just gonna keep trading it. I'm still by the way, I did take harm earlier in the game and I haven't fixed that.
So do I. I still have 2 harm.
Yeah, you could heal that right now if you want to.
I'm good. I'm not gonna need that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was the gift us something beyond normal limits and sending Fate's
Give
favor.
Fate's
back
favor.
to-
So for Bane, since we didn't pick ahead of time,
please, you can pick it if you'd like. When we forget to say it ahead of time, I think that's a good.
Does that feel like a good
like
balance to that?
Yeah.
It
Okay.
does to me.
Okay. And I bet it'll remind all of us to try to do it beforehand because you don't want me to do it.
I trust you. I like consequences, so I prefer this.
I know. I play like that too.
Yeah.
Every character is a stolen car.
Ghillie suit style.
Okay, you know what? So I'd like to roll back and say you were actually, this was a third eye trick, right? That had started 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And things have been in motion to now, like, somewhere across a guard, like something falls on the switch and it opens the gate and he's like, oh, dang. And he's just reaching over to close the gate. Like it's, just like coffee cup fell over or whatever, has no idea that something's going on because looking at that makes him not look at the camera, right? Perfect. But your third eye is burnt out, is unusable for a moment.
Honestly, what a relief sometimes.
Yeah,
but yes,
right?
Fully, I will take that. But yeah, no, like a particularly well-fed bird pooped on some guy's arm, and now it's like, why did we go to the park last week? Like Trey, we're gonna smoke weed and feed birds. Why?
It's the right thing
we'll
to
find
do.
out in a week. Bill just said, seems like Stella uses the leverage mechanic to call back to what she did previously, and it shows up now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly Stella's life.
Yes, precisely.
So there's like a mini montage every time. It's like go feeding birds. Like one bird gets up and like hits a guy in the face. It turns out that that's the normal guard. So that
he's got, like,
somebody
an eye
else
patch.
is there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like that same bird sets off like a whole other series of consequences that we will see again later.
Yeah, and at the same time, like as the bird flies away, it like baps Stella in the forehead and her eyes useless again. But
how does Stella experience her third eye? Like, is it another like point of view from the top of her forehead, or like what do you imagine that to be like?
This is almost I have this as it's almost constant, and the trick is that it's not useful.
Yeah. Most of the time.
When Stella's walking around on a day-to-day basis, it looks like when you wear those glasses that give you like the 3 different like color sort of splitting.
Oh.
Or it's one of those filters. But instead of it being like just the same thing 3 times, it's sometimes like the same thing. It's different things, just slightly like the same thing, slightly altered.
Sure.
And then there may or may not be a Snapchat filter for the eye coming in later.
Gray, please take a thread. That was epic. Quite the Rube Goldberg machine.
I take psychic damage every time Gray they messages.
That is priceless.
This is like the 3rd time you've taken psychic damage. How are you still functioning?
Yeah, are you aware of who your friends are? Because this is a risky endeavor for you.
We've established. I mean, let's be honest. I think I might be a masochist at this point.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, we don't yuck my yum. But there may or may not be a Snapchat filter for the actual look of it, but it does sort of blink like someone's turned off an old TV.
Yeah.
In the center of her forehead, just briefly when she uses it.
Okay, so the gate opens, the 2 motorcycles zoom out down the street. Trey, you're kind of leading the way, so you can think about this for a second while we take our break. But we want to think about what direction you're heading in, how far you want to go before you pull over, and we'll pick up from there. All right, everyone. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we'll see you then. Hello and welcome. Welcome back. Our caption ghost helped keep you company a little bit while we were away. I hope it didn't say anything rude. I don't have a lot of control over it, but it likes to be here and it likes to participate, so I don't want to hurt its feelings. But thanks everyone for hanging out. I hope you did a stretch and a hydrate and all of the things that you needed to do. We we've escaped Paramount Studios, and nothing went wrong. We in fact have a Something Bad Finds Us left to drop, I believe.
Don't know what you're talking about.
We also have a spell ending before you expect it to, or the draw unwanted attention are my options, which I have not. I've actually already decided, but I'm not going to tell you. Which, folks, just so you know, the spirit of PBTA is generally not table secrets, right? We usually just throw that stuff out right away, but sometimes it's a fun narrative tension. And since I asked Joey's permission, it's okay. But the four of you are speeding away on 2 motorcycles and off into the sunset. No, it's a while till sunset. It's like 3 in the afternoon.
Thank goodness, because I have to figure out how to get the stuff back to the library that I don't know how to get back to before sunrise.
Yeah.
I feel like you could be helped with that.
Yeah.
So, the 2 motorcycles, you're approaching a red light. It's not assumed in California, so I don't know what you're going to do.
Well, if it was a stop sign, we just California roll through it.
But in this case, we're gonna try to jet through it before it turns red.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
So
Wait, no. Is it a red light?
it's
or is
currently
it
red, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
I'm gonna stop. I'm not
Just gonna
suicidal.
stop. The people at It's Probably Okay Productions would like you to know that we approve of following all stop signs.
I just know California drivers. I don't want to die.
Yeah, it's
Not
more
this way,
dangerous
anyway.
on a motorcycle, for sure. And remember, you are all still mostly mortal, so that's not how you want to end up in your Pantheon's afterlife. Getting hit by a
When
car.
goes down, it's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
Not
Not
the
mundane.
light was red.
Right. So, Trey, do you wear a helmet? Do you have an extra helmet on your motorcycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like I give them rides sometimes.
Okay.
Like
Stella,
Rosalinda and Stella.
Stella,
Like,
do you put the spare helmet on?
Yeah, this is one of those things. I have a death wish, not this kind.
Okay, so you put the helmet on. Lee and Rosalinda, I don't think you have helmets,
No,
which is fine. What's wrong? I mean, if you don't crash, there's no problem.
right?
Right?
But as you pull up next to Trey's bike, hey, Rosalinda, are you good at driving a motorcycle?
Sure.
Okay, so totally your choice. That's just a character choice. Great. So Lee, it's a very stable, reliable ride. But you also know this type of summoning that you did is, it's not like if you were creating an image or an illusion or something, like you have to, you maintain that, right? But you summoned something into being and you know it has a fixed amount of time. Just usually you know how much time it is. You know, you see like, oh, cool, I get 28 minutes with this thing. Great.
Right.
I will put it to the best use and whatever. But in your casting, you were so rushed, you weren't able to get a handle on that piece of the fabric, you know? And it's kind of spun out and you're like, it will end. And all untracked magic typically ends at sundown or sunrise, sunset or sunrise. But it's several hours till sundown, so that wouldn't be an issue.
No.
But it probably wouldn't last that long anyway. However, the motorcycle pulls up next to Trey's motorcycle. You're riding behind Rosalinda. And Lee, you can smell a magic tome. Just like, you don't have a helmet on, right? And you're just like sitting there and sort of, it's actually kind of quiet LA afternoon traffic. You're making your way back through Hollywood and there isn't a ton of traffic out right now. No one has come screaming out of the Paramount behind, like the gate just kind of trundled closed, and you imagine probably those security guards are like shaking their fists somewhere, but they're not behind you, right? So With all of your various perceptions between the four of you, you can be pretty assured you're not being pursued by something specific right now. Like, bad shit's always about to happen to you, but, but Lee, you pull up next to this other motorcycle, Troy's motorcycle, and you maybe glance at the saddlebag, and the tube on Troy's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could just be a posters, maybe she just came from Gen Con.
Yeah.
But you can just smell the magic coming off of the motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to pierce that veil. I want to know what's in that. I want to know what's up.
Let's do it.
Okay, judgment. How is my judgment? Oh, it's not bad. It's +1. Okay. And I don't think I get any bonuses for that. No. I can do it if I'm counterspelling something, but no. All right, that's a 7 on the dice, +1 is an 8.
Okay, 8?
8, yes.
All right. What 2 questions would you like to ask?
Where did this thing come from? Or more actually better, because who's responsible for this thing? Like, who created it?
Well, hold on now. That's 3 questions. I want you to which one of those questions are you actually asking me?
Who created this?
Who created this? All right.
Yeah, which is a turn of who's responsible for this thing.
Yes.
You're actually asking about the book, right?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Who created this is I'll kind of give you a rundown of who it's not.
Okay.
It was not like a mortal wizard, right? Those exist. They're not demigods, but they're not totally, oblivious mortals either. That's essentially what the occasional wizard or shaman or something like that, they have access to the supernatural, but they're not actually demigods or whatever. But it wasn't a mortal. It wasn't a divine being, which is maybe a little bit of a relief, right? Like, a deity. A deity did not create this, because that has a whole, extremely potent stench that is like, this is danger. But it, I'm gonna say it smells like Troy's imagination.
Okay.
And I am fine with Lee being a little befuddled by that answer.
Okay. How can I get this thing to reveal its secrets? Or to give me its knowledge?
I'm going to give you that one back because, starting by opening it is probably a good... I don't want to tell you open the book.
Right.
I'm going to give that question back to you and let you ask a different one.
Okay. What's the greatest danger with this thing?
There is a timer on it. And I think what's a little scary about it is you don't know what happens when the timer runs down. But it is counting down. And it would take a little bit more effort to understand exactly how much. It's less than a day. Because if it was going to go through a full, 24-hour period is like a magical event, that would be significant to you. It's less than that. So it's not, some sort of phenomenal cosmic power, but it is a substantial bit of magic.
Okay. All right. That's my 2 questions.
Okay. Now, Rosalinda, there was some discussion in our Zoom chat. Did you decide on that advancement?
Yeah, I would like to take another move from my playbook, which is Russian, just to stack more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the one that you were talking about in Zoom chat.
Nah.
Okay, that's fine. Awesome. All right, then as the light turns green and Troy, you accelerate, Rosalinda, you turn the accelerator and your hand kind of like passes through the handlebar as part of it just, but you like pretty quickly, Rosalinda, you're like, oh, the bike is dematerializing, and you just stand up and Lee lands on his ass in the street. I would have you roll for psychic embarrassment damage, but it's not that bad. But, you know, Rosalinda, you kind of just like stand up and step and like just in time to see Lee like just land flat on his ass. The car that was waiting behind you to go is now like honking at you for sitting in the street. And Trey, you I don't know if you glance back at what's happening there. The other motorcycle has just disintegrated into nothing. And but what do y'all want to do?
Can I please pick up Lee?
Just like a baby?
Yeah, just.
He's not going to stop you.
Isn't Lee quite tall? Is it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Yeah,
Tall
Rosalind
and
is
lanky.
strong, but I don't think has divine might. So just picking up a grown man as a baby would require a little more strength.
I got strong legs, so just piggyback. I can put it all on my legs.
Oh, I mean, if you want to do like a fireman's carry, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, let's go. Trey, you want to go to
The cemetery would probably be best.
Yeah. Yes. If you had given anyone else a chance to answer before you got all condescending about it.
Lee just looks at you from over Rosalinda's shoulder, like, you want to talk about condescending?
I think
Jostle him. Let's just go.
As a tone check for our game, I'm gonna have Lee slide to his feet, and so we're not. That was enjoyable though. I enjoyed that. But yeah, Lee is not so injured that he cannot perambulate. So the Rosalind and Lee are on the sidewalk, presumably, and Trey, have you like kind of pulled to the side a little bit and deciding what to do? Okay. Now, the cemetery is directly across the street from Paramount Studios. You could approach it from the other side.
One side of the cemetery is directly across the street from Paramount
it's
Studios.
a big place. It's a big place. So, but I just wanted to remind us of that we
it's not a far like perambulation over. Just
yeah, exactly.
Are we being chased even? Like if we turn around,
doesn't
there's
seem
no
like
one
it
behind us. Why are we running?
I figure at this point we just want to get off the street.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might be helpful. There's, and like I think in Stella fashion, truly, once the motorcycle stops, she slides back off of it and starts ambling over, like along again. Like we're not being followed. I see no reason to exert myself. I'm gonna, vape and walk. Like
sure.
Just starts.
Cool.
Trey, is this an epic steed or just a regular old motorcycle?
Regular motorcycle.
Okay.
It is merely my method of transportation.
Fair enough. Well, where do we want to flash forward to? I imagine we're getting Ubers or taxis and Trey's biking, and if the three of you walk and force Trey to walk her motorcycle, I will scream. So
okay,
it's
so
the D&D where one person has a horse.
So it like now that we have a chance to regroup, our assets are, and I think this is in character more, like now that we're no longer being threatened by anything and everyone is alive and standing in front of me, and for emphasis she does put her hand on Lee's face, just to check,
just like that.
Yeah, just full BAP. Like last Monday. And like our assets are something magical, 2 idiots, and a Lee. And like she's like counting on her fingers. That's it. That's what we have.
And Lee, you'll recall you have a great big like map on your wall, right? That was like in distress. Who was it that came to tell you about it?
Hermes.
Oh, he came to tell you about it and then took you where you were going.
Right.
Okay. So.
Well, I noticed the ley line shift.
Yes.
When I was mapping things out.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So, are we not going to talk about Trey's magical bag of tricks?
Once again, if you would let people speak before speaking. But yeah, Sensei brought me to a library and we need to fix the ley lines and we have to do it together. And they gave me this stuff to help.
I imagine you've all heard about Trey's mentor or teacher. But I feel like Stella like aggressively forgets like every time you're like oh, does that feel right, Stella?
I think that I was actually gonna go with the opposite with where Trey's mentor takes a different form every time.
Mm-hmm.
Stella has seen her mentor's true form and does not like it.
Oh, and has never said.
Has never said, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, the mentor looks like so and so.
Yeah.
And Stella's like,
who do they look like today? This is such a fun game. And you're like
like a full cat mode, like
yeah. Have you all seen, not that this is what the mentor looks like, but have you seen what drawings of actual classical angels are supposed to look like?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking terrifying.
yeah.
Throw eyes and circles and
Just
eyes.
And faces.
Every
swords
time-
for
Animal
hands. Like it's
Every time
yeah.
Trey mentions her mentor, Stella's like,
Yeah. So I
are
like
they
that Stella.
are they here?
we the audience saw Stella's reaction and we know it was something on par with classical angel depiction
Yeah.
without the Judeo-Christian trappings. So
Right.
Yeah. Are they here? Why?
So yeah, actually I'm just gonna let this conversation continue a little bit where you decide where you all want to go.
Yeah, well, basically, I mean, apparently we can only fix the ley lines together because whatever your understanding is, it's wrong or incomplete or something. And
Okay, well,
this information that I have that we have to work through together will help us fix them.
Okay. 2 points. First point, my information is not wrong. It is merely incomplete. Second point, I have a map of the current ley lines all throughout the city back at my apartment, which might be helpful.
So
Unless
why
one
do
of you
use-
has a laptop on you and I can pull up my run maps.
What are ley lines again?
That's perfect. Can we wipe to Lee's apartment?
Hell yeah.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. So we're in Lee's apartment. The 4 of you have gathered. You're looking at this big map. Where did you have it, Lee? Like on the wall or on a table, or what was your?
It was on a table.
Yeah.
It's basically like spread out on like the island of my kitchen.
And is this
Yes.
like a modified LA City street map, or is this a hand-drawn thing with
It's a hand-drawn moment. So
Okay.
I think
I'm picturing like a big unrolled piece of butcher paper.
it is very that feel, but I think it looks like it's a printed map of LA.
Oh, but
But
your
on that-
drawing is so precise that's
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got colors marking the different ley lines, showing starting points and ending points and where they're leading. And if you
Ooh.
didn't know any better, it was the serial killer string thing, but it's Lee, so it's all color coordinated and marked correctly.
Can we have it be like street map angle accuracy, but in this like faded, like dyed tea sepia kind of background, and then the ley lines are a much darker brown line. There's not like a physical piece, but it's like something that you've drawn with precision on there. Is that?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
love
because
that.
ley lines don't move. Of course you draw them.
Right.
Of course you'd use ink.
There's no reason to not use ink. Like,
Yeah,
Can-
totally.
Can I get some information that would be known that can I use some meta knowledge just to be a dick?
I mean, you can introduce it. We'll see if the character would know, or yeah. I mean, I'm open to that. That's fine.
Only that Stella would point when they walk in and point and be like, everyone knows that's a block that way. Point to the ley line that has moved, or that was previously incorrect. Well, is now incorrect because that line has always been there.
Well, it now always has been incorrect.
Exactly.
No, it was correct. It was. I can show you on my Run app. I ran that line 3 weeks ago. It was right there.
Joey, you would need to perform magic at this point to show that their perceptions have been shifted.
Oh yeah, I'm willing to do that.
Because
Prove them
there's
wrong
just
with
no
magic?
reason for them. I mean, it's not that they would disbelieve you, but it's like you're telling someone like the sky is red. Like it used to be red. They're like,
The
what?
pen is blue.
Right.
I feel like Stella should be a lot more nice about having a problem with shifting perceptions, but you know,
Is it
sometimes
full
it's
spell
fun.
casting, Jason, or is it using Bend Fate?
I need you to pull communicate impossibly because
Yeah.
you're trying to communicate an impossible concept.
That makes sense to me. Okay, so yeah, let's do communicate impossibly.
Bill, how dare you?
Communicate impossibly, and reveal a secret
Okay.
as my two
Oh,
possible
perfect.
boons.
Yeah.
And then costs. Casting takes longer than usual,
That's fair.
and draw unwanted attention.
Yeah, I still haven't used the other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Keep
Or no.
stacking that.
Sorry, I have a something finds you,
Right.
and then I have already used the spell ended before you expected. So
Right.
not quite as dramatically as it could have gone, but I enjoyed it.
So that's an 8 on the dice plus 2 is a 10. So
Okay. So, through the course of Lee's explanation, everyone, you are magically clarified, right, that a ley line has moved, right? You fully can understand that it was someplace else and it moved, but in doing so, the world, like reality, needs to establish that it was always here because ley lines don't move. Right? And so you were all like dealing with a like immovable object and irresistible force situation, and there was nothing could break. So so Lee has you now kind of have the double vision looking at the map of like the thing that's real and the thing that used to be real and why that's bad. Lee, what were you hoping for with your reveal a secret? Or do you want me to just...
I was kind of hoping that you might come up with something.
just
I was
bullshit
just
for you?
thinking, yeah, it was just a bullshit moment.
Okay.
For flavor, I think the way the map works, it's very Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think Lee has like a piece that he fixes that has light on it, and the light shines on the map, and as it shows the ley lines really pop.
Yeah.
And so I think where the ley line used to be, there is a faint like light, like a sliver of light, but it's not as strong as the other ley lines are now.
Yeah.
So you can see that it used to be there, but it's no longer, like almost like a stopped up river that's still trickling a little bit.
Yeah. Now this also, Lee, this isn't the revealed secret, but I'll tell you, now that you've been able to explain, like you used magic to alter three people's perceptions, right? But you're a weave. This is like, you're all good at functioning together. But you're also aware now that there's a time limit to shift it back. And if you don't, it's going to stay. And you don't know if that's a big deal or not. Like, if it just stays, is that fine? Like, does it matter that it's over here now? I don't know. But there is some amount of time has passed, and there is a finite amount of time before this becomes a permanent effect.
Okay.
You're not sure what that is, and you're not sure what happens if the time runs out. Maybe it's fine. It's probably fine. But the secret that is revealed is as you're kind of like flattening out the map again, and you're explaining, you're using these like magical diagrams, and everyone's like, oh, or you can all react however you want to react, but you have incontrovertible proof of what Lee is saying. But Trey's scroll case is like light is squeezing out of the cap of the scroll case. And the bits that are shining on the ceiling behind her are, it's like really bright at first, and then you realize you see like that's Fountain to Franklin, like that's like LA street map is being like projected. That's the word I wanted, projected onto your ceiling. Trey, you can't see this. The rest of you can. But everyone's like turned to stare at Trey.
Not to speak out of turn, Trey, but was now the time you wanted to talk about the book and the scroll that you're carrying?
Yeah, that would be great if you're done. Okay. Thanks for, fixing the two diverging realities in my brain. Because that was weird. Because I knew what Sensei told me, and then I knew what reality was trying to tell me. And yes, while in general Sensei is more right than reality, it still sucks for them to rub it in.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I've been dealing with this all morning. Maybe you understand now why I was a bit cross. Get it? Ley lines. Cross.
I got it.
Get it? I choose not to acknowledge it.
The whole group doesn't say a thing.
Oh, now, Lee, now you can mark explain how magic works.
Okay, thank you.
You just did a whole symposium in 5 minutes.
PowerPoint presentation.
But
I thought it was pretty
way.
funny when I said ley lines cross and nobody laughed.
Yeah. So apparently we have to look at this book and these scrolls together. So I'm just gonna break them out.
Okay.
Roll out the scrolls next to the map on the island.
So Trey, when you get the scroll case, it's the first time you realize it's like shooting light out of this seams of it. But yeah,
I swear to God, if Don Quixote pops out of here.
He does not.
I
But
would love that.
when you open this, it you don't get like a piece of paper out. It the light flows out like liquid, and is spills over Lee's map, and creates just another layer about an inch above your map, Lee. It's just hovering there, and you can start to see okay, this is really clear. It actually wouldn't have been that helpful if Lee hadn't just explained what's happening. You'd be like, okay, glowy version, I guess, whatever. But now that we all understand what's happening here and the import of leyline move, don't move, it move. So this other layer just kind of spreads out over the map. It doesn't cover the whole thing, but it's enough light that it kind of covers the major affected streets, right? So it's this kind of uneven smear of painted light over the area of concern. And it is showing some of the various, when you look at it from one angle, the ley line is where it's supposed to be. And when you look at it from the other angle, the ley line is where it is now. And you could kind of see some of the ramifications of what's happening, like possible futures and things that are supposed to be happening. And the total ramifications are hard to know because there are so many possible futures in general. Stella, you practically pass out.
I was gonna say say at some point Stella's like,
Oh,
yeah,
in fact,
so it's like all the time.
in fact, no, still, I'm gonna have you take grievous harm. Roll
Yeah,
for
I'll take
grievous
harm for that. That's fine.
It's just +0. Roll low. Do you still have disadvantage or disfavor?
I still have 2 harm on me already.
Yeah, but you didn't take any harm right now.
I haven't, yeah.
Yeah, so the grievous harm roll is plus the harm you just took, which is 0, but there's an effect. So
Okay. That's still 2d6.
yeah, and roll low. He said like that would make a difference how she rolls.
What an interesting game we're having. That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, that's not so bad.
What an interesting game. I'm just gonna not use these dice anymore.
Okay, so on the grievous harm move, you get to pick the 7 and 9, or I can if you don't want to.
Let's look. I'm like, let me see. Grievous harm. Oh god. Is my third eye back?
Yeah, that's kind of, I think it was like just coming back, and
Yeah.
that's why you're overwhelmed. Because you just did a Doctor Strange, 8 million possible futures, but you're not good at that.
Yeah, I think it just turns off again.
Okay.
It's like when you're like someone turns on a light as you're opening your eye, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Or you like look up to screw in the light bulb, and then it.
Yeah.
Winks
Yep.
on.
Stella, who has been like sitting on the back of the couch, of Lee's couch to look at this, falls off the back of the couch. Like, all right.
Does it mean you fall into the seat of the couch? Was it behind you?
I was gonna say fully just off the back of the
Oh, okay.
couch
Yeah.
entirely.
Great.
Just like, it's not uncommon for her to fall down, but that was a almost like as it like everything lights up, she's like, this is fine. She's
Okay.
gonna lay on the back
Yeah.
there for a
So the
minute.
map totally unrolls, and you all have a sense that you're like, oh, right. If we had the magical wherewithal, we could see all the possibilities. And then your friend Stella just sort of falls over the couch. You're like, oh, okay.
Maybe we
So
don't
we have a
wanna
pretty good
see all the
idea why that happened.
possibilities.
Yeah, just from behind the couch, like, warn a bitch.
Ow. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, I'm sure I can bring your complaints to Sensei next time.
I would rather you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I was gonna ask if I could pierce the veil to like see what the fuck was happening. I'm gonna wait for a minute.
In a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still pierce the veil without third eye. It's just you can't use it for bend fate or get the benefit for that move that uses third eye.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I might, but it's sort of one of those like, hi, I'm gonna use my ability to see the future to find out what's happening next. Which is
Rosalinda?
not great.
My little pet mouse, Razor, a little metal mouse, just
Yep.
crawls out from my shirt and then just crawls over to Stella and sits on top of her. Like a
Like
cat,
like
but it's a
like
mouse.
right on her chest. Like
Yeah, it's like, are you okay? Yeah, that's all.
I love it. That's the perfect addition.
The mental picture I got was the mouse like crawling directly over her third eye, kind of like sniffing it.
Oh yeah, like maybe it came from like crawled up and is like looking upside down at her like
Sniffing, yeah, pokes it, boops her.
This is fine. I'm fine. Everyone, look at the map.
Is this a like do not perceive me moment for Stella?
A little bit.
Okay. That's fine. So we have this situation.
So those are ley lines.
Okay.
Yes. These are
So-
traveling all throughout the world. It's the whole reason I came here in the first place.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see what this book is all about then.
Yes, please. Show me what's in that book.
Quietly chuffed that you said please.
Go for it.
And I pull out the book and I
Yeah, there's
open
room
it
on
up
the
and
table if you
see
just like
what is happening.
roll some of the map over and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's this enormous volume. You open it up and it is in
I like to think that it like quietly like So it was like saddlebag sized or whatever. It was like a kind of like largish book, like hardback size. But by the time it gets onto the table and I'm opening it up, it's like portfolio
Yeah,
sized.
yeah, like an art book portfolio. Yeah, yeah. I
18
like
by
that.
24 inches, yeah.
You all see the cover when she opens it. It has all these interlocking circles. Lee, you can tell that there is some sort of magical tradition, right? That you don't know what is using these circles, but like it's pretty obvious right away that this is like somebody's like the circle stamp. It's my work,
Right.
But pretty clearly an identifying feature. Lee, you don't have esoteric, etc., do you?
I do.
Oh, really?
I sure do.
Okay, this would just automatically trigger a roll for that.
Okay, beautiful. When you
wanna-
pierce the veil about something truly obscure, take +1 to the roll. Yay!
Yeah. You know things, secret things.
Well, I got doubles.
Uh,
That's a 4 on the dice, plus my 1 judgment, plus 1 for esoteric, etc. So it's 6 total.
if Trey or Rosalinda has insight here, that would be helpful. Stella's still on the other side of the couch.
I was gonna say, if someone wants to just Stella from behind the cats, paint me a word picture.
Can I have Razor run over to the book, to
Oh,
the cover,
yeah.
and trace over the circles and
Yeah.
communicate that back to Stella?
Well, actually, Rosalinda, let's have you roll the help. If
crap.
if Razor's coming over to like be real curious about this, maybe because Stella was like, what does it say?
Flops off.
Stella,
Her
when you
forehead.
lift your head up, there's Clara, have you ever had do you have migraines?
I've gotten migraines before, yes.
Okay. You have the like behind the eyeball like laser.
Yeah.
As
this
soon
is
as you
fine.
pick your head up and then when you put it back down it stops. So
I'm almost angry. Like, I know it's just because the dice suck, but there's definitely this level of like, this feels targeted.
Yes. Yes, the multiple possible futures has targeted the Oracle. Yeah.
Fuck you in particular.
Yes. But to help in this way doesn't require knowledge of magic. It requires understanding Lee. So, Rosalinda, how many tangles do you have with Lee?
I have 2.
Okay. So, you're going to roll 2 dice and add 2 for the provide aid roll.
Son of a biscuit. That is a snake eyes plus 2, so that's a 4. Make it
Okay.
Stories these dice are telling.
Well,
Take a thread though.
on
Yeah.
a 6-, you make it worse and are exposed to the same danger. We weren't in danger before, but now we are. I'm trying to think of the name of this. Hold on. There's a.
Do you like a migraine?
Did I make Stella's migraine worse?
No, that's not going to be it.
You made it contagious.
Oh no.
My God, Gray. What is?
Like,
Oh,
I need to study under you, Gray. I thought I was good at puns, and you are.
I feel, again, this feels targeted.
Oh, Great Day is a friend of the channel. They've been a stalwart supporter from the beginning, and we're very glad to have them here. So thank you for being here, and thank you for ruining Clara's day. That's
love it.
really all of us
truly
are
love it.
collectively trying to ruin Clara's day, and so
All the time.
Yeah. But Gray is clearly doing the heavy lifting.
I enjoy every minute of it. I express
Um,
my love through complaining.
Okay, so when Razor comes over, it's like runs down Stella's body and probably like, I think it's like weirdly heavy, right? Not that it's like 50 pounds, but it is like a chunk of solid brass or whatever, copper, something like this.
Yep.
It's a fist-sized chunk of brass and just gallops down Stella up and over the back of the couch and you know.
Like when a cat runs across you and somehow knows exactly where your nipple is every
Yep.
time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yep.
Oh, my poor
Now
puppies.
these are little paws that can grab that.
That's not better. That's 50 pounds condensed into a teeny tiny paw.
Yes. Little needle feet. So Razor gallops down your body to go up and over the couch, because Rosalinda's like, "Ooh, I can." Lee, hold on. Did you look at this? Like, you know, and Razor, like sprints across the room, runs up Lee's leg, and onto the book, and the little rata feet dig into the page of the book. And
Oh no.
it probably shouldn't be able to do that. But sometimes weird things happen with like copper around magic. Copper's a component of orichalcum. That's more of like Greek tradition, or at least European mythology, than anything else. But
Rosalinda, could you maybe get your mouse off the book that is
Razor
on a
off.
very limited loan?
Razor off. I'm looking for a treat in my pocket.
yeah,
Can't find it.
first of all,
Use it.
Razor's like really acutely aware that everyone's mad at him. Him? Razor's him?
Not her.
Her? Okay, so
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, no one's yelling at her, right? Lee, what was your like? She ran up your leg and jumped onto the table.
So there was definitely a jump when
yeah,
she ran up my leg because I wasn't expecting that. And now Lee's very like when you see a rattlesnake in your path, you're very wide-eyed, like
freeze.
you have to remain calm so it doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so
But freaking out inside.
yeah, and Trey, what were you doing? You're up, like you could see the little pokes in the paper.
Yeah. I'm like, this can't be good. This is gonna be bad.
Who did you get this book from again that you need to return it to? I'm assuming in pristine condition.
Yeah. Sensei's library.
Would hate to be you right now.
I mean,
from
honestly,
behind the
like this
couch.
is kind of like I'm much more calm than I should be about this because I feel like this is more par for the course than it ever should be for a child of books. That like I am that person who dog ears my pages.
So I want to preface this with 2 points. One, our lines and veils include no harm to pets.
Right.
So we can just go ahead and assume that.
Mm-hmm.
2, Razor is also a gift, and those are extremely difficult to damage, right? So I don't want anyone to meta be upset. Okay? That's like Razor's gonna be okay. But in character-wise, Razor like picks their paws up and is kind of doing like a rat, like when they go back on the hind legs, and it's like holding her hands up like I didn't do anything. And then like it's like light is escaping through the holes that were poked in the paper, and then like rips through as a sort of like yellowy light, but on par with like a Cyclops beam, like from the X-Men Cyclops, not a Greek Cyclops, that just goes, whoa, just blasts through the ceiling. Now, Lee, remind me what floor you live on?
I'm pretty high up, but I'm not the top floor.
Yeah, because I remember you went up to the roof at one point,
Yeah, I went up to the roof to start mapping the ley lines.
but I don't think we made a point of you being on the top floor.
I am definitely not on the top floor.
Okay. Are there maybe 2 floors above you?
I would say 2 or 3.
Let's roll a d3. So roll a d6, and 1, 2 is 1, 3, 4 is 2, and 5, 6 is 3.
I got a 1.
Okay, only 1 floor above you. So you blast through, and Mrs. Jenkins, your upstairs neighbor, who is frequently practicing her like pole dancing lessons,
Mm-hmm.
She's like 60 and, just keeping in good shape and doing her thing. But you had to like ask her to keep it down a couple times. I don't know if Lee would do that actually. Would
Oh,
or would
absolutely.
Lee just...
If Lee is trying to study,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Right. But she must not be home because it's like 4 p.m. at this point, and this beam just like blasts up. You can see light, like the sky. Okay. And the yellow is still going, right? It's this like somebody flipped on a flashlight that has drilled through the roof. But you don't hear an alarmed woman upstairs. So either she's seen this before and is unconcerned or is not home, which is more likely.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to jump forward to try to like pick up Razor and slam the book closed at the same time.
Okay, I am gonna need a perform under pressure roll.
Cool.
2d6 plus your metal.
Good thing that's +0.
Sweet. Oh, thank you, Dorkler Canada. Thank you for all of your incredible moderating skills. We love having you. And have a good time at your next thing.
Good luck.
Well, I get a thread.
That sounds like not also a successful roll.
Nope.
Okay.
That's Snake Eyes. It's coming back.
Okay.
It's making the rounds.
Now, well, you probably, I guess you don't want to do it on Snake Eyes, but I was going to say, if you had a thread before the roll, don't forget, y'all, that you can buy Fate's Favor for a roll. You just can't spend the thread you just got to modify that roll. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Okay.
Somehow, this is my first thread of the campaign.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. I'm
Wow.
almost on my second advance.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any this session, but I definitely have already taken advancement once.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, like I missed a session, but also I've been rolling like just well enough. I guess not being good enough otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing is it's not a failed roll. It's that I ran the numbers on this. It's actually kind of interesting that the chance of rolling doubles on 2d6 is about equal to a 6- roll without any bonuses, which is I just found fascinating. I was like, well, cool. I'm going to use that because the bonuses in Demigods are a little higher than regular PBTA games, and we weren't getting that many misses, and advancement felt really slow. So anyway, bad luck. Sorry, Trey. Okay, so yeah, okay. I'm gonna just make a real hard move at this point.
I'm so sorry.
That something bad finds you. This is the right time to use that. It was Trey's Ben Fate move that drew that. And Trey, you go to did you like grab Razor for safety or just try to like nudge them out of the way or like...
I was trying to do the like scoop up the mouse with one hand, slap the book closed with the other.
Okay. So what happens is it's not that you hit Razor, but Razor is like, and like crunches into the drywall and is fine. It's made of metal, right? It's a copper rat. So it's extremely tough, but it's stuck. And Rosalinda, this gift is currently unavailable to you, right? Mm-hmm. This gift goes dead for a scene. I'm just making all kinds of hard moves here, so sorry, everybody. But again, our meta knowledge, because I cannot hurt a pet. Like, I don't want that in my game, and I don't want it to be there. So pets are invincible as far as I'm concerned. So just wanted to restate that. But, Trey, you, like, move Razor out of the way, and she, like, kind of jumps in a weird way and then gets flung into the wall. And you then... like kind of flub trying to grab the book and lean over it a little bit. And you just get pulled into the beam of light and are shoved bodily up through Mrs. Jenkins' floor and then Mrs. Jenkins' ceiling and then the roof of the building.
Oh.
Does it leave a tree-shaped hole?
I mean, not literally, but
Okay.
you so like the beam is like just shoves you straight up into the air. Does that you understand like the visual
Yes.
there? Okay, so I'm gonna have you take 4 harm. Do you have armor?
Nope.
Okay, so that's 4 to the face. Well, really the gut, but you know. And we do have to roll grievous harm.
Yeah, at that point.
What's your damage total at?
4.
Oh, 4. Okay, you didn't take any during. Yeah. Okay, great. So we have to roll grievous harm and add 4 to the roll. Unfortunately,
Oh.
sorry.
No, it's cool. Because I rolled a 9.
Oh God,
Oh.
this is
Oh,
bad.
no. Well, we wanted to go to an underworld, didn't we?
Yeah, were we talking about that?
Well, it doesn't have to be that because you don't have to take 2 more harm. If you did, you would be dead, and we would deal with that. We could have
would
all
not
of
be
your
dead.
gifts become unusable for the
I
scene.
wouldn't actually be dead from that.
Oh, you have more than 8. Or no, that's right. That would put you at 6. Yeah, that's right. Somebody else has 2 harm, and I keep thinking that's you for some reason. And it's Stella. Okay, Stella.
And me.
Yeah. Oh, both of you.
Yeah,
do. Okay.
we keep fucking our squishies up.
Okay. So, yeah. What do you want to pick one from the 10 plus list?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pick that. I'm gonna take 2 more harm. I'm just gonna say that this is the
Just go to
psychic damage
6
is
and-
also
Yep.
real bad here.
Sure. Now I forget. Do you have Ironheart move? The
Nope.
Ironheart?
I have not taken that.
Okay. Okay. So your max harm is 7,
Mm-hmm.
and you have 6.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Also, you are being pushed into the sky. So now we are all very quick demigods. So Trey is through the building, is gaining altitude, but we all have an opportunity to do something here. So what are we doing? Trey, you're gonna have to go last on this one. Sorry.
I would love to try to cast a spell, or let's try to counterspell the book, counterspell the beam of light,
Okay.
to at least maybe draw it back in so Trey gets lowered back by the beam of
well,
light.
now, I'm gonna set this for you, Lee.
Okay.
Counterspell is an option.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a good option if it goes well. If it goes poorly, you can risk damaging the book further. So, I just want you to that is I think Lee would reasonably be aware of that risk.
For
And
sure.
so I want you to make that informed decision. You absolutely can try it, and it could go very well. But the range from 6- to 10+ is an extreme range.
Yeah. What about this instead? Doing a spellcasting roll to try to restrict movement and restricting the movement of the beam, so that maybe it starts descending, or at least
I think you would have better luck trying to sight Troyi and restrict her movement and slide her off the beam maybe and lower her down on a good roll.
Yeah.
6- could be a little iffy, but
Yeah, I think that's the route.
Okay.
Because I definitely think, Lee is very aware of the book and doesn't want to. He wants to read the book. This is all bad.
Yeah. Currently, well, actually, no, I'm not going to say that yet.
Okay. So we're going to try to restrict Trey's movement. And I'm going to pick 2 new dice because that 4 was not the business.
Okay. I want you to roll the dice, but don't tell us what you got yet, okay?
Okay.
Stella, Rosalinda, what are you doing? Is it you see Lee look up and is doing something with magic, right? He's clearly sighting on Trey. What are you two doing?
Digging through my character sheet trying to figure out if I have anything useful. Again, most of what I do is buff other people, and Lee is up to something magic.
Oh, are you kind of preparing for a help roll or something like that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up using aid. My other thought was, this stupid part of me is like, does it lift? Is it just lifting, or is it like a blast situation? Does that make sense?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Are we working with like an alien abduction sort of lifting beam of light, or are we working with a like Trey got caught in the blast?
Yeah, it's more like a fire hose of light.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Description.
Okay. I'm gonna help Lee.
Okay, so we'll come to that in a second.
Yeah.
Rosalinda, what are you doing? Because a lot's happening very quickly, so I kind of want to get as much co-action as possible.
I jump into the light.
That makes sense.
Of course you do.
I was sort of like, the Clara in me was like, I jump into the light, obviously. Rosalind will do it.
Okay. I'm still going to resolve this in that order, though. So, Lee, what did you roll?
I got a 9 total.
Okay. Stella, would you like to roll provide aid? Oh,
Muted.
You cut out.
Muted.
You're muted.
I have provide aid, which means, and I have a cloak of wisdom, which means I can do this with fate's favor.
Yeah, if you can find a way to do it intellectually. And this is already kind of an intellectual task, so that's fine.
Yeah, and as it is, I have, know thy enemy, and Trey's mentor who gave her that book situation freaks me out. So anyway, but yeah, I think using all of the being able to see everything, I think, and knowing that, Lee, are you trying to restrict her? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to pluck her out of the air and move
to the
her
side of the beam. Yeah.
Yeah, so that she's no longer being shot up.
He's trying to use the force.
Yeah.
Effectively.
I think at that, I think desperate for anything that's linked to Greek mythology, Stella goes, don't you have like a golden lasso or something? Oh, fuck. Did not help. I did not help.
Did you miss a provide aid roll?
I did. Also, I got a thread, so...
Well, wait, did you roll with fate's favor?
Not yet, but I'm going to tell you it's not going to help. Where did I throw that other die? Oh, we're going to find out. Okay, so it's a 6 if I use fate's favor. I did roll snake eyes the first time, though.
So, wait, okay, so what do you have on the dice?
6 on the dice.
And how many, but you add your relationships with Lee.
I have one relationship with
Okay, so that's a 7.
So 7, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was blown away by the fact that I rolled snake eyes.
Yeah,
again.
don't forget, provide aid, you get to add the number of tangles you have with that person. So,
yeah, good.
Great.
7 is okay.
Okay, but you don't get to keep your snake eyes because you had
true.
fate's favor and you have to take the higher dice. So,
Yes.
sorry.
Oh no. Oh no.
But you get your 7 on provide aid. In that case, you just give +1 to your roll. And Lee, that gets you to a 10.
Right.
Okay. So on your spell casting, we wanted to restrict movement and you probably cast the spell instantly.
Very. Mm-hmm.
Seems like what you were wanting. Did we talk about a cost ahead of time?
No, because we forgot, because we always do. I need to put a sticky note and put it on my screen.
So to get the angle just right, you have to get your arm into the like path of the beam a little bit, and it is just like removing skin from your arm, right?
Cute.
As you like shove it into the beam, and you take 2 harm, ignoring your armor.
Oh no. Okay, I now have 4 harm, so I have a -1.
So you're at the -1s. Yep. Okay. And Rosalinda, you step into the beam, or you hop up onto the table. Roll metal, I guess.
My goal is to catch Trey somehow. And
No, that's good because I kind of like the theming of like Lee gets her out of the beam, but is like very badly burned. Especially because it got you up to 4. Oh, actually, because you crossed that limit, Lee, you also have to roll grievous harm.
Cute. Grievous harm. Where is it? Nope. There it is.
You'll probably just roll 6-. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's +2, right? Because I took 2 harm.
You'll be fine.
Where are those other dice that rolled terribly last time? They're gonna roll really well now. Bastards. That's a 9.
This
That's-
game does not want to be played.
That's with your
We're
plus 2?
going to die.
That's with the +2, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a 7 on the dice, +2 is 9.
Got it. Okay. Oh, now don't forget, you can give yourself Fate's favor on this and try to roll a lower die if you want.
No, I mean, I don't.
What
the
what
odds are
2
not
dice do you have right now?
a 3 and a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not.
You'd
it's
have
not
to
gonna
like
be
roll
great.
a 1, basically,
Yeah.
is the only way to make it better. Okay, yeah. Okay, so with a 9, I would like to ask you to make one of your gifts unusable for the scene, but I'm not going to force that if you have something else you want to do.
No, I'm okay with one of my gifts being unusable.
Okay, so you
my
have...
gifts are Epic Weapon, Divine Intellect, and Epic Armor.
Okay, yeah, I think you are so flustered and frazzled that your divine intellect is... It's not like you suddenly turned into a dummy, but like you just cannot get yourself focused enough because your arm feels like it's on fire. It's not literally burning anymore, but
No, it's that searing pain. Yeah,
what's
I get it.
feel free to X card, of course. But like, what's our kind of like body horror threshold? Is it like low ick or like a little bit of ick or what? For everyone,
I'm all body horror all the time. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
So it's fine.
I'm okay.
I was like, it's green. Go for
Okay.
it.
Okay, so Lee, your arm looks like if it were made of metal, it looks like it's melting,
Cool.
right? Which is why it's so upsetting, right? Like it doesn't look real. Like if you had just been very badly burned, that would at least make sense, right? So this doesn't make any sense. That's what's so weird about it. And it just looks like your arm is like kind of bent and melting, and it's pretty upsetting,
Yeah, I'll say.
I think. And are we all okay? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I realized like at one point that I can really dig deep into body horror, and I didn't know that about myself until a couple years ago. So I just want to.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with body horror as long as I don't have to actually see it. Having it described is great and fine, but as long as I'm not actually visibly seeing it,
Okay.
I'm good.
This game's about to get a lot worse. Cool. I love this.
Okay, so Rosalinda, is there a particular move you wanted to use? I was just looking at your character sheet here.
No, I was thinking of using Rush In to instantly get to her, but she's not an enemy. Unless you want to tweak it that way.
Well,
Like-
she is in danger. Hold on, what does Rush In say?
Charge your enemy crossing the battlefield in a blink of an eye. Very combat-y. But I was thinking like an instant transmission DBZ style. If not, just
Okay.
jump into beam.
I'll tell you what I'll do. It's not literally Rush In, but I'm gonna have you roll metal, and I'm gonna have you roll with Fate's favor.
Yeah.
I've used all of the hard moves that we had for this situation, so I no longer have to do more right now. So, metal with
perfect-
Fate's favor, please.
Perfect time to roll into the snake eyes.
Well, I got a thread. I got 2 5s.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Chuck Wagons.
So that's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you dash through. Do you have armor? I forget.
No, I do not. I have epic weapon. My brass
Okay.
knuckles do nothing here.
I know it's a 10 plus, but I just don't think we can jump into this thing with 0 harm. So I'm gonna have you take 1. But I don't think we need to roll grievous harm because your whole thing is like moving through it. And you can kind of like channel it as a metal bender, I think. I don't know what the justification is for that, but you're not trying to stop it or get in the way with it. You're going with it. Yeah.
I am one with it.
Yeah. For the same
Also-
reason that like Trey wasn't melted in half, you know? This is just like, whoa. But yeah, Rosalinda, you go shooting out of the roof and you start to see Trey is like on this like falling angel. You know, well, Trey, what is you're not unconscious. So what is your reaction to being pulled out of the beam.
That's fine. I am in so much pain.
Yes. Yeah. It's probably hard to think straight right now.
Yeah. So I think I'm like in that situation where it's like my entire brain is just like in one big like moment. So I think like as I get pulled out, I turn my body so that I can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like,
and I would
because
say
I
you're probably...
imagine like because I got like tumbled up through everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Just boom, 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 smashed through the like 3, I think, surfaces.
Yes. And then plus like all the burning.
Yeah, which
so
is
much burning.
why you took so much harm. I think it makes sense.
But I kind of like curl up and I'm facing like back towards the apartment.
Okay, so Rosalinda, you come shooting out of there. You get out of the beam as quickly as you can. You kind of use it as a jump. It's the accelerator pad.
Oh, heck yeah.
Pull like an F-Zero move and
skip off of it?
Yeah. So you just get a little bit of a burn as you like quick through. And you jump, you grab onto Trey, and what is your plan for getting down? Because you're about 50 feet over the building right now. She went up through like 3 layers and then went up another 50 feet or so, which is almost 5 stories approximately.
Are there any
like 4 or 5
power
stories.
lines by us?
What's that?
Are there any antennas or power lines by us?
Well, the power lines are all lower than the build. Like this was what did we say, Lee? Like a 6-story building or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
It's not a huge building, but the roof is 6 stories up, and then we're 50 feet above that. So I think we would have to fall a long ways to get to the power lines.
Okay.
Also, I feel like you're not supposed to touch power lines.
Not thinking that right now.
It's not exposed. I mean, birds land on them all the time.
Mm-hmm. As long as we let go before we touch ground.
Yeah.
And get grounded.
Yeah.
Yep.
The point is you can't be grounded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to free fall until I'm able to pull a metal power line toward me. Like bend it toward me. And then Spider-Man swing and hopefully let go and gracefully roll a tray to the ground.
Okay, I see what you're getting at now. Okay. There are a number of things you can grab for. The cable line's fiber optic, but yes, that's fine. So then what we're going to need to have you do is a fresh bend fate. You're essentially just using your I'm an elemental move.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm going to burn a thread to do Fate's favor.
You can decide that after you roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
You're willing to bend fate. Do you want to pick what your boons and banes are now?
Oh.
You don't have to. That we were wrong. I got that mixed up. Lee's spell casting has to decide. Bend fate, you don't.
Okay.
Just spell casting is super powerful, and we were like, okay, there has to be some like stakes on this.
All right, that's a 2 and a 4 plus 0 weird is 6.
Okay, so would you like to have Fate's favor on it?
Yes,
then?
please.
Let's.
And that's yes, that's a 4. So 4 and a 4 is 8.
Plus 0 weird.
Plus 0 weird is 8.
8. 8's an 8. That is good. Okay, so you I think you managed to kind of draw some power lines, like you kind of pull them together so you're not going to just land on one. You land on like 4 or 5 and none of them snap, right? That's kind of the good thing is that none of them snap. You're able to like defray over that. But let's look at Banes. We only need 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to pick or shall I?
I would like to take 1 harm because I'm also thinking that I'm holding Trey and I take the brunt of the weight.
Yeah.
And that
seems fair. That was yeah, I was either going to pick that or a gift unusable or something like that. So I think that's pretty fair.
Okay, I'm at 3 now.
Okay. So I think we see you grab Trey, like grab onto a group of cables. None of them snap, which is great. That's what some 6- result would have been. And you're able to swing, and you actually land on Lee's roof, right? So you could see the like beam. Did you want to be on the ground, or did you want to?
No, I think that's awesome.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, you managed to. I think you like you go like below the roof, and then kind of like pendulum back up, and you're like, oh, okay. What? Not dead, but there is this beam of light coming up out of the roof, and we're trying to figure out how to deal with that. Trey, you are on the roof with Rosalinda, like kind of on your feet. I imagine you're mostly leaning on Rosalinda. How do you picture this?
Yeah, I think like we land, and I've been in that kind of like kid Carrie, as she did this.
Like really tired
like,
child.
Yes, where I'm like draped across like the whole like the legs around your waist.
Oh, okay.
Like, the whole 9.
Oh, like full like chimpanzee grab.
Yes.
The little child. Yeah. Awesome.
And you're on the back. It's I gotcha. I gotcha. You can let go now.
And like so I like kind of get down, but I've still got like one arm behind you. Like super not doing all right. Super not okay.
Yeah.
Like really need to close that book.
I was gonna ask, did we try to so you tried to close the book and just failed like really poorly. Is that why it didn't work?
Yes, it was because I missed basically.
Yeah, normally we don't roll to close books in this game, but this was a, exceptional situation. This book doesn't want to close. There are consequences if it doesn't. So we had to do a dice roll.
Okay.
But let's flash back into the apartment now. Lee, your spell went off, and then you saw Rosalinda, but you're also kind of like nursing your arm at this point and a little like horrified, or I don't know what is Lee's reaction to this like molten sensation?
He's in a lot of pain, obviously, but I think it's a bit of that son of the god of war bit of like sealed resolve, like we're figuring this shit out. I'll deal with it later.
Okay.
Rub some dirt on it, effectively.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Oh God. I was gonna.
Can I just crawl around the the couch and close the book?
Let's try that, Lee, because you're a little distracted.
Yeah.
Stella, yeah. If you want to try and close the book, just understand there are this is not a simple task.
I understand that.
Okay.
This is acting incredible, not out of character for Stella, but more of a like, wow, the 2 people I rely on to do physical things are on the roof, and my backup plan has a melted arm. So I guess it's up to the stupid Oracle again, and my third eye's out. So it's not like I can't. It's not like I'm staring into infinity anymore.
No, it's not.
So like I think Stella wraps her hands in her hood, in her like flannel hoodie situation, which seems like a good idea.
Sure.
Just one of those like, this seems like a good idea.
I don't have pot holders. I'm just gonna make this work move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like quickly.
When handling magical objects, maybe use your gift. And I'm just gonna.
Oh, is this your cloak of wisdom?
This is my cloak of wisdom.
Okay.
Just my eye went out. I've got 2 gifts, and then the third one is touching things to make sure to learn their history, which I don't want to do with this thing.
Noted. That would be an unpleasant outcome, correct?
It seems like a bad idea at the time.
I agree.
Well, now I want to because of your reaction. But also, so yeah, I think Stella just wrapped hands in cloak of wisdom, and I would like to, and this is gonna fuck me up, instead of using what I assume is like metal or prowess to
it would be
force
metal.
the book close. Yeah. May I roll to sway someone, and that someone is the book?
I hate to say no to it. It's a fun idea, but I don't think the book has ever expressed personhood.
That is true.
I would be
tried.
more open to a bend fate than
I will bend fate.
yeah.
Because
I know you don't want to roll your +0, and I'm sympathetic to that.
I'm happy to do so. Again, this is against everything that Stella is capable of doing. So
You know, actually, I think in this moment, let's have Stella roll medal. Like, this is a
right.
big stressful moment, and nothing's going according to plan, and everything's gone to shit, and all we're trying to do is close a
Absolutely.
goddamn book. And
Haven't people ever heard of closing a goddamn book?
exactly. I'm gonna roll. We'll see what happens. I'm so sad right now. Oh my gosh.
oh,
Okay.
take care, Gray Day. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Grey Day. Thank you for torturing me for 3 hours. Holy fucking shit. Fuck yes. Grey Day left. That's the problem. Fucking boxcars.
Okay, definitely not Gray Day's fault. No, but
It's not. I love you, Grey Day. Please come back.
but we love the boxcars. We love the thread. Okay,
Good luck.
my God.
And that is the 5th one I need for an advancement.
perfect. The book slams shut, and we roll credits.
Oh my god.
Oof.
What, seriously?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. My name's Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. Pooja, what should the people know about you?
Hello, I'm Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at LADaisy Girl. That's LADESI Girl. Pretty much all the other socials is Forgotten Saves. If you want to hear me play more TTRPGs, you can often find me on Happy Jacks RPG and the 12-Sided Stories podcast. This month, we have the amazing B. Zelda running Bluebeard's Bride for us for our Halloween specials. And then I hopped into the keeper chair to run a very special and completely different in tone session of Brindlewood Bay, which is, like old ladies solve murders.
Awesome. Speaking of B. Zelda, we're about to raid Q Times, which is the show that they're in right now. So they're about to be on camera. So
Yay! B is the best.
Clara.
Yeah, hi. Hi, I'm Clara. I've played Stella. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case you can find me as mermaid_clarity on Instagram. I just got a big set of photos, so those are coming out over the next 3 weeks. Yeah, I am here on Sundays, and I am over with most of the same crew on Mondays with Happy Jacks RPG podcast, where we're playing With Apologies to Traveler. The show is called The Drop, and instead of playing a physically incompetent scaredy cat, I am playing what I want to say himbo, but the word is actually bimbo for women, but it's not in the same way, and so just a jacked Disney princess.
I love it. Yeah, with apologies to travel. Wat, I think is
Wat.
Yeah, Watts.
yeah.
We're playing Wat.
Yeah, that's good. Joey.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey. I have been Joey. I assume I still always will be Joey. Oh no, let's see what happens. Anyway, you can find me on all the socials at Feywild85, FEYWILD85. You can also find me here every Sunday playing this game, and every Monday with Clara and Jason playing The Drop, where I am playing literally almost the exact opposite of this character. So it's a lot of fun.
Aggressively not an arcane. Yeah.
Aggressively not intellectual.
Yep. Although
so
secret electronics nerd, we discovered.
Shh, it's a secret. Anyway, you should check that out because it'll be a lot of fun and see you do stupid things with makeup.
And Minerva.
Hey guys, I'm Minerva. You can find me on the socials at blue_troller on Twitch, on Twitter and Instagram, and sometimes TikTok. You can catch me on my Twitch channel, Blue Troller, and catch me on Tuesdays and Thursdays doing the arting, and the fun stuff, making comics, drawing sketch cards, and painting. This coming Thursday is the last episode for Marvel's What If. I'm doing my last panel, and I can't wait to finish it, and we'll see what happens from there. And
Awesome.
everything. Yeah.
Cool. And we'll get, when we get close to the next one, we'll have to mention the drink and draw as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a
The
Halloween
drink and
one.
draws are so good.
Oh my god.
What just happened to my,
I don't
the
know.
heck? Okay, computer, that's enough. Again, my name's Jason. The channel is Probably Okay. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. And like they mentioned, I'm on Happy Jacks on Monday nights and here. Basically Wednesdays and Sundays. I've been, and Fridays with Sam DeLev. I've been taking Saturdays off. I think I might just keep doing that. It's been nice. And I've been resting.
Rest is good.
What a
So,
novel concept.
I am
Rest is
I am
important.
trying to take good care of myself. So here we are. All right, so we're gonna raid on over to Q Times. I will push that button now and head on over, say hi for us, and we will see you all next time. Thanks so much.
Let's go.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.